Hello and welcome to High Rollers Campaign 2. This is a brand new campaign for us here at High Rollers. We are a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. And big welcome to all of you fantastic new viewers who are joining us for the first time. Woo woo! Very gracious welcome to you all. I am the Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. We've been playing for over 2 years now, and we are about to start a brand new campaign in a brand new world with brand new characters. Speaking of those characters, why don't we cut to a wider angle and I'll introduce you to everyone, or they can introduce themselves.
How nice.
Can we?
So, Steve's on it. I know that he's on it. He's going to cut to it. There we go. So we have Kim Richards.
Hello.
We have Chris Trott.
Hello.
Rhiannon Gower, our newest member of High Rollers. And then if we jump to the other side, we have Tom Hazel.
Hello.
And Katie Morrison.
Hello.
And then if we jump to a nice big shot of us all, there we go. Marvelous. So why don't we just quickly, for all the new people who are watching for the first time, just do a quick thing of who you are, who you're playing.
Yeah.
Just run around the table in terms of character. We'll start with Katie.
Ooh, okay. Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Ayla, who is a wild elf barbarian, and eventually will be a storm herald barbarian.
I am Tom. I am playing a barber. Not.
A bird!
Oh, I'm playing a birdman. I'm playing an Aarakocra bard/cleric multi-class with only one wing.
Only one win. That is a big thing.
That's a big thing.
That's a big
Screw
thing.
yourself up.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I am playing Nova, who is an Air Ganassi, and I'm playing her as a Hexblade Warlock.
Hello, I'm Chris Trott, and I'm playing the best character on the table.
Nice.
He's a high elf sorcerer, Arcane
Everyone's
Chromat, which is a subclass made by Mark Sherlock Humes, the DM.
Thanks for that. Thank you, Chris Trott.
Nice.
And then Rhiannon.
Hello, I'm Rhiannon. I'm playing Sentry, who is a Guardian Paladin rocking with Oath of the Ancients.
Rocking with.
Badass.
Rocking with.
Building up. Building up to it. So that's us. As you can tell, we sit here and we play live together. This is every Sunday at the same time that you're watching now. If you'd like to watch VODs, or if you know people that want to watch up and they want to catch up, our VODs are available on Twitch straight away. You can watch them. You don't need to be a subscriber or anything like that. We also have an audio version of the podcast that goes out on Mondays and Thursdays, right, Tom Hazel?
Yeah, that's right.
And then on Thursdays, we also upload to our brand new YouTube channel, which is High Rollers
What's that?
D&D.
Nice.
High Rollers D&D. If you want, you can just go to youtube.com/High Rollers D&D. We also have some preview videos. If you've not watched any of our Countdown to Aerois videos, there's some lore information on there. Talk a little bit about the Guardian, which is a new race I've created, and a bunch of other stuff as well. I have one more thing before we play our new little intro video, which is very exciting. I'm very pleased to say that for the first time, High Rollers has sponsors. Really
Made it!
Yeah, not just that we made it, we are very, very grateful for these two sponsors that have basically chosen to sponsor us. It's really awesome. I'm going to read these out now. So our two sponsors for High Rollers for the time being are D&D Beyond and Brilliant.org. D&D Beyond is a fantastic app and web service where you can create your characters, store your information. You can also, it's a great depository for D&D books. And there's a special offer. You can go to D&D Beyond, and if you use the code HIGHROLLING...
What's that?
HIGHROLLING. That gives you 25% off. It's a one-time code, but it will apply to anything in your shopping basket. The exception is it does not include the Legendary Bundle, and we will all be using D&D Beyond on these brand new iPads. We're going to be using those today. Huge thank you to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us.
Thank you.
And then our second sponsor, which I'll talk a little bit more about in the break, is Brilliant.org. Brilliant.org is a service that provides puzzles and brain training and helps you with math solving problems, all of which are obviously very, very relevant to Dungeons and Dragons. And they've chosen to sponsor us. During the break, I will actually be giving you guys at home a little puzzle to solve. And if you're stuck with that, you can get some help over on Brilliant.org. But you can support High Rollers and learn more about Brilliant. You can go to brilliant.org/High Rollers and sign up for free. Also, the first 200 people that go to the link will get 20% off their annual premium subscription. It's a really cool service, really cool. They were super excited to sponsor with us. They really liked the themed D&D puzzles that I took from their examples. So you can check those
My
out.
colleagues have all been doing the puzzles through the week as well.
It's really, really fun. So you can change to that. And like I said, at the break, I will give you a special D&D themed Brilliant.org puzzle that you can check out.
Cool.
That is it. Are you all ready to begin some adventuring?
Yes!
I really don't know, Mark.
So, Steve, our wonderful tech guy Steve, operating things in Command HQ.
Thanks,
Can you
Steve.
please play the Aerois intro?
Yes.
Out to them.
Next time we do that, we'll try and make sure that everybody isn't laughing and talking over the top of it.
Narrating.
Narrating. Welcome to the very high quality production that is Hype Rollers. Big
I
thank
forgot what I
you.
was saying during that.
Big thank you to our artist Nina Serena for
Yeah.
doing the character art but doing the art for the intro, and Chris
Yeah.
Trott for composing the music and doing the animation as well.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, shall we begin?
I think so.
Yes, please.
The sky ship lurches, and the world suddenly falls away and snaps back into place. A flash of light fills your groggy, sleep-addled vision, followed by a boom of thunder that rattles the Ethereum-infused wood of the hull of the Sparrowblade. The cabins are dark, and only the faint dim of starlight and the luminescent glow of the cradle provide any light. As you fully begin to awaken, you feel the airship rocking unevenly, swaying. You hear cracks of thunder and flashes of lightning outside, and what sounds like cries and shouts of battle above, and screams from below decks. What I would like is... So, Quill, yourself and Sentry are sharing one bunk on the Sparrowblade, this airship that you are taking towards the city of Gusthaven. Nova and Ayla, you are also sharing a bunk. You've been traveling together on the trip so far. And Lucius, your bunkmate, you've not really spoken to them, but he is a dwarven fellow. You just know him, his first name is Arvel. And you all awaken as suddenly the airship lurches in place. You feel yourself staggered around for a moment. Perhaps your belongings shift ever so slightly in the room. And yeah, you begin to hear these noises of battle outside and cries coming from down below. What would you like to do?
I was sucking my thumb
Okay.
and cradling a little soft toy
Okay.
when I was woken up.
So the toy actually fumbles out of your hands and skids
Daddy!
to the floor.
Daddy!
What in blazes is going on? The dwarf kind of
sorry.
like looks around.
Sorry, Arvel.
What's going on?
I don't know, tell me.
Another flash of lightning outside, followed by this boom of thunder, and you feel the airship rattle once again.
Why is it
And in
moving so
In
erratically?
the flash of light, you can see that, it's apart from these flashes of light, you're struggling to see. Only those of you with dark vision can actually see fairly well currently.
Find Snubbles. Where's Snubbles?
What are you talking about?
My toy!
Nova and Ayla, what are you guys doing? So you are woken up by this like mid-sleep.
Yeah.
You don't know what time it is. It's pitch black, but you can feel that something is wrong with the ship.
So feeling that, like, hearing the thunder and the lightning, Ayla's instinctively going to look at her own hands first. Just to, like,
It's not you.
There's
she's just...
nothing on your
No.
hands. No.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing on
And
her
she's going to jump up and look around. Is Nova, are you still in bed? Are you...
I'd like to think that I would have woken up like really undignified, just like, "Huh!" And I'm just cuddling one of my books, and I'd probably just fallen on the floor.
So you kind of fall out of the bed as it lurches, because it's actually like tipping to the side every now and then as well. So you're almost thrown out of bed, the blanket kind of half wrapped around you.
I'm a mess.
She's just going to come over and just sort of pick you up. No, come on, you want to get that sword of yours, you're going to need it.
What? Why? No.
No,
Books.
come on. Put the book down.
Put me down.
Quill and Sentry, what about you guys?
Sentry.
I'm gonna ask if you're okay. I'm gonna jump up there and be like, You're all right.
Lightning Sentry. Sentry.
Okay.
What's going on?
I
Sentry.
don't know.
Okay.
Are you okay?
No. you? You're okay.
I think I'm gonna maybe send Echo out and maybe try.
Okay, so you're going to open the door and send him out? Okay. I'm guessing as well, Sentry, because you are a construct and you've kind of got this metal frame, I'm guessing you just have your armor on because you don't sleep, you just kind of power down. So you're still in your full armor. Anybody else who wears armor, it depends on whether you would naturally sleep in it, otherwise you are in bedclothes. Like this journey so far, you've been on this ship for maybe a few days. There's not been any reason for you to feel that you're in danger or anything like that, but whether you want to be in armor or not.
Pink satin pajamas
Okay, just you're in pajamas.
with little sockies,
Clothes,
and
okay.
a hat with a bauble on the end.
Okay, so you, Sentry, go up to the door, and you don't have dark vision, do you?
No, I have.
So it's incredibly dim. You fumble around for a moment, and you manage to find the handle to this kind of airship's cabin door. You open it up, and you see kind of this dark corridor. But you do see that another door opposite yours is open, and there is a woman with dark skin, wearing kind of plain sort of like night dress, and she's kind of looking out, but she has a glowing holy symbol of a half circle with stars above it, which you would know is the symbol of Siaska, the Star Mother, the main goddess of Aerois. And she's kind of hovering this light, kind of like peering down, like, what's going on? You can kind of see her looking around. And then Echo, your little kind of like flying ball of metal and wood with this purple gemstone, just kind of apparates out of your body and flies out into the corridor. And you're going to send him down, or are you just looking around outside?
I'm gonna have a look around first.
Okay.
See if I can see anything.
So you see this woman kind of like startled for a moment, but you recognize her as another passenger that's been on the ship, and she kind of looks at it as it kind of floats down. You can see that nothing seems to be wrong in this corridor. This is kind of like where the passenger quarters are. You're on a passenger deck of the airship. And it just stretches down. There are some restrooms, and then it goes into a larger space where you know the galley is.
Okay.
And in fact, I'll just reveal this on the map. So you can see that it kind of extends down. There is a staircase that leads down, and Echo, as you're kind of like focusing your mind and your hearing through Echo, from the stairs leading down to the below decks, you hear a blood-curdling scream, as in somebody being potentially attacked.
Okay.
You just hear this like, ah!
Okay, cool.
Wilhelm.
So is she blind and deaf?
So
while she's-
Sentry is like holding the door open, but it's like she's shut down. Like the doll in her kind of purple eyes has faded, and she's just focusing. Arvel, this dwarf, kind of like, you can see him stumbling around, and he's like putting on like a leather jerkin and things like that. He's just like, I don't know what that sound is, but it don't sound no good. And he goes over to his pack and pulls out what appears to be like a large crossbow, and he starts pulling out bolts and things like
You
that.
think it's turning to that already? Do we not have guards or something?
You're from the Sky Cities, ain't you, boy?
Yes, Gusthaven.
Must have heard of sky pirates before.
No. Only Daddy told me the secrets and the stories, right? They're not real.
He gestures, and you hear like the sounds of battle, and the ship lurches once more. He's just like, sure don't feel like no stories, boy. And he begins like, heading up to the
Like
door.
this dwarf.
I'm
He
gonna
opens the door and like,
rummage
starts
around.
looking around.
for my arcane focus that's on my hand.
Okay, so you get your like
Slip it on.
gemstone.
It's basically a gemstone on the back. Loads of other little gemstones all
It's like a
connect
glove,
together.
but yeah, connected with metal and things
leather
like that.
strips, and I'll just like daintily like hold onto
Sneak
his
behind.
shoulders and push him
Kind
forward.
of like looking around, and you can see that he's an older dwarf, like maybe like middle-aged for his kind. So he's got streaks of grey in the beard. His tunic, like he's basically got like, he's managed to pull on trousers and a shirt and a vest, like a thick leather vest, but it's very finely embroidered and well made, and he's got like rings and necklaces on. And he looks quite wealthy.
I'm so thankful that you're here, Arvel. You
All right.
protect us, right?
Shh, keep it down.
Okay.
Boy. Nova and Ayla.
Yeah, so because I can see better, I've got dark vision, so I'm gonna go up to the door, I'm gonna grab my hammer, my war
so
hammer,
grab.
so make sure I've got that, and look out the door, and I'm guessing I see Lucius opposite.
Well, you see this dwarf kind of hunched down, looking down. He kind of gives you a nod, and you see Lucius above him. You also see Echo floating around. You see this flying metal ball hovering around, and then you also see, just poking her head out of the other door. If you can move that to the other door for me. This dark-skinned woman kind of holding this holy symbol, and that is creating some light in the corridor. She's kind of like looking down, like.
It was otherwise quite dim.
Yeah. Can I see his
Are you all
ridiculous
right?
pajamas?
Of course you can.
Oh, nice pajamas, pretty boy.
Thank you.
Really, really great. That's
Yes.
going to help us.
I don't think now's the time to talk about fashion, but
Okay.
I appreciate your...
I'm just going to start walking down the hall.
Oh, good, more muscle.
As you start walking down, the dwarf kind of comes out and follows behind you. I've got a mini for Arvel as well, if you can move that down. But the woman kind of is just like, what's going on? Are you aware of what's happening?
No, but I'm going to find out.
You
wanna come?
She looks back in the room, and as you're passing by, you probably notice that you can see inside the room there is another man wearing similar kind of robes, and he's kind of like sat on a bed, and you can see he's got another one of these holy symbols with a light kind of emanating from it. And next to him is a girl, maybe about 14 or 15. She's got long dark hair. She's kind of wearing like basic like night clothes, just like a kind of ragged shirt. And she's kind of like looking around, like they seem to be whispering. And the woman who's been speaking to you just turns back and she's like, Corin, stay there with Vala. I'm going to go with these. And he's like, be safe.
I'm going to turn and say, Sentry, could really use that axe right now, buddy.
Nice.
So you snap out of it.
Snap out of it.
So he
Sentry
just
comes
bobs,
back.
he just kind of bobs next to you.
Cool, I grab my axe and I go with Ayla.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
Quill,
sort of
you watch
skip it
Sentry.
behind Sentry. And
Another
oh,
of
we
light.
really have to get into combat now.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Do we have to? We don't have to, right?
What's happening?
It's optional.
Does anyone know what's happening? What's
It's
going
not
on?
optional, pretty boy. It's not optional.
Well, it looks like you two have it quite figured out.
We need to keep you guys safe.
Yes, excellent. Thank you, Sentry.
That's okay.
I love
It might be
that.
better if
Yes.
you stay back, Scout.
Oh, I'll
boy.
stay right back, right to the back.
You're
find it-
gonna be a problem, I can tell.
Nova!
I'd like to think that at this point, all you can hear is like some thumps and cursing from our room, and as I'm just trying to get dressed, like, God damn it, where am I? Ah,
There's something in that room. There's something in that room over there.
and then I'll literally just fall out backwards. Like, ah!
See, so now that you're all gathered, why don't we just really quickly, although things are tense, just give, especially for people who might be listening on audio podcasts, just give a verbal description of what you look like. We'll start with Ayla because you're in the lead.
Oh, okay. So Ayla, she has got long, sort of very vibrant, fiery red hair. She's got lots of braids in it, sort of very Vikings kind of style. She's quite muscular. She is wild elf, so she's more muscular than, say, Lucius is as a high elf. And yeah, she's sort of in just sort of leathers, and she's got a bit of tartan strapped to her belt as well.
And you've got a massive warhammer.
And a massive warhammer.
Okay. Quill?
I am a brown feathered bird Aarakocra with one large wing coming out of a cloak, but the other wing is missing and covered over by a red cloak.
Okay.
But I'm relatively short. I'm actually probably shorter than most of the people in the party, and I'm just sort of carrying behind Sentry a little
He's
bit.
got more of a falcon kind of face.
Yeah,
right?
peregrine falcon, blithe falcon hawk.
Okay.
There you go.
Technical find.
What does Nova look like for us, Kim?
She's pretty young. She has star freckles. She's blue, being an Erganassi. Kind of tousled hair, like, I don't know, like fluffy clouds. And she's dressed in a sort of, almost like a uniform. Yeah, and I think
Lots of pouches and scrolls.
lots of pouches, scrolls, books, writing equipment. Like, she's more of a scholar than a fighter.
But you can see the main thing with Nova is, despite the scholarly appearance, she has this very long, elegant, almost alien-looking longsword. It kind of has these very weird blue curves to it, and it doesn't look like anything made on Aerois.
And she does not know how to use it.
Yeah. Lucius.
I am a very classical-looking high elf with big pointy ears, very pale skin,
Blonde
long
hair.
platinum blonde hair. But the unique thing about me is I've got two different, completely solid coloured eyes. One is blue and one is orange. I'm wearing very elegant noble clothing that's usually purple. Right now it's pajamas, with a tall collar and a cape that goes over one shoulder that's kind of like a half cape, and a sash, and I'm full of gems and colours, and silk gloves.
Yeah. Magic. Sentry.
Cool. I am a like a robot almost looking being. I'm really tall. I'm sort of very silvery, and I have a green sort of tarp over my body. I have like vines in my hair with flowers growing out of it because I'm really old. And then I have a massive shield and a nice sort of dainty but really powerful looking battle axe.
Okay. So as you're making your way down this corridor, it is pitch black with only this faint glimmer, and the light being given off of this priestess's holy symbol is almost like starlight. It's very silvery, very dim, but very faint. And as you begin kind of slowly making your way down the corridor, those of you who are moving, you hear and feel a sudden, from maybe at the back end of the ship, further than where you are currently headed, there is an explosion. You kind of almost feel like this ragged bolt of force as you're kind of jostled around, things fall over, you can hear boxes being toppled in nearby rooms, and everybody's kind of thrown. There is a faint scream from the girl, the younger girl in the rooms behind you, and yeah, you just kind of feel this rocking force as it kind of lurches for a
I'd
second.
probably trip over Nova and fall over.
Sure, you can be prone.
You're very heavy. Get off.
Yes. You should see me with my full clothes
I'm
on.
going to keep pushing
Okay.
forward.
So basically, yeah, just keep moving forward. So you can go down. You pass what appear to be a bunch of restrooms.
Okay.
You can see that they're marked for men and women, and yeah, there seem to be like short little kind of like cabins where there is obviously, you know, the necessities. But as you begin making your way down, you see this dark set of stairs, and it is pitch black down there. Even with your dark vision, like there is a heavier darkness. Like you can still see into it, but you can tell that, you know, there's no light down there whatsoever. You'd be completely without any light whatsoever. But the screaming from down there has stopped. But you can still hear the signs of battle above you, which is the main deck of the airship.
So do we hear anything at all from below now, or is it
You can make a
silent?
perception
down
check
there?
for me.
First roll.
Whoa, that's a good one.
Nice.
21.
21. So you strain your hearing, and you kind of let your senses adjust, and you kind of almost try and place yourself back in the forests and the coast where you grew up when you'd be hunting wild game. And you clench the warhammer tightly as you strain, and just ever so faintly from deep down below you, you can hear this kind of almost like metal on metal like scraping, and just this like a heavy breathing. It's just like almost scratching on wood. And then you also notice something else. Out the corner of your eye, just coming round the corridor, you see two shadowy looking figures. They appear to be wearing thick black leathers. They have full hoods with completely full face masks, like completely encased, with almost like a skull-like grimace. And they're wearing these thick leather tunics with big, long, thick black cloaks. They kind of stoop round, and you just kind of catch them, and you have this moment where like they seem to be looking at you, although you can't tell with these full masks, and you're looking at them, and then you just hear one of them just go like, "Looks like some of them are awake. Let's finish them off." And that's going to be initiative roll, please.
All of us?
Everybody, please.
Okay.
So, Ayla,
8.
8. Quill,
17.
Nova,
Trying to find my
It's at
initiative.
the top.
should be at the top. Getting used to D&D Beyond, but we'll get there. Lucius,
18.
18. Sentry,
I'm trying to find my initiative. Which one's
it
that
should be...
Just add initiative dex, so it's just plus 0.
It should be on there somewhere, shouldn't it? Oh yeah, just add your dex
one?
modifier.
Okay, cool. That's 3.
3.
3. Solid.
Yeah.
Slow robo body. So, Lucius, you would normally be going first, but one of, in fact, actually, you hear the woman at the back, this kind of priestess, just kind of makes her way out, and she just seems to be following the crowd. She's basically unaware of what's going on, so she just makes her way, and she'll move down the corridor to round about where Sentry is. And she just kind of is, she looks towards you, Sentry, and is like, I'm so glad that we have a guardian with us. At least, I'm hoping that the crew can take care of this. And then by that point, we move on. Lucius.
I'm terribly sorry.
Get off of me!
How uncouth.
Ow!
I get up and I just start. Let's just see what's going on. Arvel! Arvel!
Shut your mouth. Keep quiet.
Sorry.
And you're just going to move up there?
Yep.
Quill.
I don't know what's going on.
So
So you see Ayla. You don't have dark vision, do you?
I don't have dark vision, but I
there
have
is some light.
20 passive perception. Can I hear those guys?
I would say that you hear that voice. You hear that, like, looks like some of them are alive.
Okay,
Let's finish them off.
in that case, I would like to cast Shield of Faith on Ayla.
So you're gonna now. Is that touch or is that a ranged
It's
one?
a range 60 foot.
Okay.
So you get +2 to your AC.
So you hear "Let's kill them," and then there's just like this sudden realization.
Hesper, protect that one.
So you hold out the wing and you utter a small prayer.
Yep.
And what does the shield? What does it look like? Does it
So
have a particular
As
look?
I swing my wing round, some white shimmering sort of ethereal feathers also spray out from that, and I guess they coat round Ayla.
And they just float around.
And I guess then vanish
Okay.
into some sort of invisible
Okay.
shield that's
Perfect.
around
Now
her.
remember, it's concentration.
It's a concentration for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Also, I would then like to sort of whisper to Ayla and just say, I'm sure you've got this one.
Yeah, thanks, bird boy.
And does that count as a
As a bardic inspiration.
as a bardic inspiration?
I'm sure you've got this one.
I'm sure you've got. I feel very inspired by that, Tom Hayes.
You've got it.
Magic.
But yeah, that's your bonus action.
And then I've got bardic inspiration. Oh, that was 2 bonus actions I just did then.
oh, it's Shield of Faith bonus
Yeah,
action.
sorry,
Yes,
ignore that.
then you wouldn't be
Okay.
able
And I'll leave it at that.
to. You just give us some verbal inspiration, not
yeah.
some mechanical
Thanks.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
So at the end of your turn, Quill, one of them one of them turns to the other. Is like, they're the spellcaster. I'll deal with them. And you watch as he basically tries to run up the side of the wall and jump
Lucius, they know you're
past
here.
Ayla. Well, that depends on how well he manages to run along the wall.
Run along the wall.
So you watch as he kind of kips up, and the ship almost seems to lurch as he then begins running along the side.
Oh my god.
He bounces off. Ayla, you go to swing, but it's just so fast
Damn it.
that you kind of judge that. He lands and he throws a dagger in the direction of what he thinks is Quill, but it's probably going to hit Sentry instead.
Right. Okay. Can I use my reaction?
Well, this is going for you. It's not going
Okay,
for
that's
Quill,
fine.
so it's just going
Okay.
to target you directly.
All right.
That is going to be an 18 to hit.
Ooh.
And I need a D4. Such an
Was it-
unprepared
was
dungeon
she-
master.
DC is 18, isn't it?
So you take
Is it
5 points of damage, -1 because of your royal shield.
Tap on
So
it.
you'll take 4 points. So this dagger kind of flies forward, and you manage to bring up the shield, but the kind of shock kind of knocks a bit of the wind out of you, and this dagger kind of like thuds in, and he looks. There's more of them back here.
Comes around the corner.
Oh no.
So that was one of their dynamic combat actions.
Christ.
So after Quill, we then have.
Was that custom?
Maybe. Arvel, actually. Arvel is like, what in the blazes are they? And he's just like, Evangeline, don't fail me now. And he pulls up this like heavy-looking crossbow.
Oh, has the name cute.
And he's like, "Get," and he shoves Quill to kind of the side, and then he raises it up.
Who
and tries
names
to
a
take
crossbow?
It's a very nice name.
He does the crossbow kind of like flies out, and you watch it. It sails past quite expertly between yours and the woman next to you, and thuds into the guy's side.
Oh, well, great shot. I'm so impressed.
Thanks, kid.
Nice.
And yeah, you kind of hear like this as it thuds in, and you can see the guy's kind of like bleeding from like some sort of wound that he's been dealt. However, the other assailant then fully steps round, and he kind of locks eyes with Ayla. He holds out his hand like a free hand, and a blade of black energy just. And then he runs in. Oh no! Runs in with a strike.
Level 2.
TPK!
Speak for yourself, I'm at the back.
So because it is dim light, he has advantage.
He has advantage in dim light.
Yeah.
Can I use my reaction on this one?
You are not within
No.
5 feet of her, sadly.
right.
You've got to be next to
Sorry.
her to be able to
I
do
need
it.
to protect.
That is going to be a 23 to hit. So
That will
boy.
maybe hit.
Just.
that's going to be. So that's going to be
Music's
15
terrifying.
psychic damage.
15 damage.
As this blade, it doesn't like it just passes through your armor and it passes through the magic shield, and you don't feel a cut.
Wait, no, you had-
But it's just you're racked with pain as this blade like.
Jesus Christ.
So that took like a lot of. It doesn't work against psychic damage, does it?
Well,
it?
yeah, it doesn't. No.
It's only
It's
smashing blows.
only if you're a bear barbarian, and then even then psychic still affects you.
Yeah.
So you watch as this guy kind of like runs in and kind of samurai style, he swipes you with the blade, and for a second you don't feel it, and then your just body is just like like racked with pain. After him, let me just take these off.
That hurt a lot.
So we have Nova.
So once I kind of
I need
stumble
it, yeah.
upright, can I see this guy? Do I recognize him?
You would recognize these. You've
Okay.
encountered these kind of figures
Yeah.
before, but these you've never seen them summon. Like watching the kind of thing you have. Do you have dark vision?
No.
Then you don't see the blade of energy, but you see the one that jumped forward and threw the dagger,
I can
and you
hear
just
the voice.
recognize the mask more than anything. And these are the ones that you encountered in the shuttle.
Can
that,
I
that
tell,
were
like,
after
kind of-
Tiangong.
Who they're coming for, maybe, or like no?
You can give me an insight check, sure.
Okay. Natural one.
There's a moment where you want to try and figure it out, but your mind is taken back to that panicked flight through the abandoned shuttle, this kind of ancient derelict magical ship where you found Tiangong, and all you remember is the fear of like these guys chasing you, and it just overwhelms you for a second.
Okay. I probably can't Eldritch Blast, can I? Because there's just too many people.
No, you
in the
can.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. He might get some cover from it though.
Okay, I'm gonna Eldritch
tricky
Blast
shot.
then. I'm just gonna kind of once I stand up and look and go, oh no, and just try and.
Okay. So and how does it look when you do your Eldritch Blast? Do you see the blade shimmer, or do you just summon it from your hands? Or
I think, yeah, the blade would glow first,
So you
and
hear,
then
like,
just shoot it out
and
on my
then
hands. Yeah.
Okay.
The same color as the blade.
it's this bluish
Yeah.
kind of glowing
so,
blue energy. Cool.
So that's a 7 to hit.
7. Unfortunately, not only is it just the cover, but this guy, he kind of the skull mask snaps up and he dodges to the side as this energy barrier launches past. Doesn't seem to
That's all I can do for now.
do anything. At the end of your turn, the one that just hit Ayla is actually going to try and do the same thing. He kind of leaps over you and is going to try and run along the wall. Let's see if he does it. However, this time he doesn't do it quite adeptly enough that he avoids the attack of opportunity.
He avoids it.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't avoid it, so he gets it.
Oh, and he's also jumped right up. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh Christ.
Is that from Sentry as well?
Just from Ayla. It's just from the person he disengages.
24 to hit.
Yes, that hits him. So as he leaps up, this time you're ready for it. You swing the hammer in a large arc.
9 points of damage.
9 points. So this one, boom, you feel the blow connect, but he still manages to keep running with the momentum. But as he lands, he kind of stumbles awkwardly, spins around, and now holds up this kind of energy blade in front of him.
Christ.
Don't like
that. The one that had jumped in front of you, Sentry, the one that threw the dagger, you see him now he holds up his hand and in fact I have to make a concentration check for the one you just hit, but he passes it. This energy blade comes in and he goes to strike at you with it. So that is going to be a 10 advantage. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Oh no.
What's your AC?
My AC is
So it's on combat. So you want to
Okay.
hide that down.
18.
So he does hit you, unfortunately.
Bugger.
For 11 points of psychic damage.
Christ.
And again, you feel this, even though your body is made of wood and metal and stone,
Yeah.
you still feel in your matrix, you feel this agonizing pain kind of course through your body
Okay.
as he leaps over.
Jeez. Okay.
Not like that.
Ayla, it's your
Like
turn.
these guys.
I'm just gonna smack the one that's right beside me then, because he's right here.
So you turn on the one that's now currently facing Sentry, and you can see he's aware of you.
It's only 12 to hit.
And you did not state that it was going to be a reckless attack beforehand. So this time you go to swing and you think you've got him because he's turned away from you, but he kind of spins around at the last second and then puts his foot on the hammer, almost kind of trying to keep it to the ground.
Oh, wow.
Looks like he's ready to try and strike at you. Sentry.
Cool. All right. I'm getting real anxious. I want these guys to be gone. Real
You all
quick.
do.
Real quick.
I would say that actually as well, Sentry,
Do I
you
know
are you would also recognize these guys because they wear an outfit. It's not the same,
Yeah.
but this is very similar to what the forces of Starbane wore during the war. So
Christ, yeah.
these look very similar to these
Yeah.
ancient
Oh,
enemies.
man.
So I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
I wouldn't know who these are.
Can I cast?
And I know that the audience won't know who Starbane is, but that's part of the mystery of it all.
Yeah.
We'll find out in time.
Over the next 2 years.
Cool.
So what would you like to do, Sentry?
Can I cast Thunderous Smite and get the guy between me and Ayla?
Yes, absolutely you can. So
Fantastic.
Thunderous Smite, read this out.
bonus.
For me.
So the first time you hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon rings with thunder that is audible within 300 feet of you, and the attack deals an extra 2d6 of thunder damage to the target.
Perfect.
So
And
it's
it's a bonus
Roll,
action, so
yeah.
you use your bonus action to cast it, and
Yeah.
now you make your normal weapon
Man,
attack.
I know
as
what
well.
she's about
Cool.
to do, so I like.
Here it is. So
So you're doing a normal battle axe.
Attack.
okay,
So
so
it's one
One
d20.
One wing
D20.
covers one ear.
11
5.
plus 5, 60.
That
In
is
your
enough.
shoulder.
You kind of bring the hammer down, bring the battle axe in, you kind of raise up
Eyes
the
like
shield.
purple, glowing.
Your eyes
like,
glow purple, and the
Yeah.
blade kind of hums with the same purple energy, and then the battle axe comes smashing into this
Yeah.
creature. So roll the normal battle axe damage, and then this
So
one
it's
is
1d8 plus 3 to
and then
begin
an extra
with.
2d6.
Nice.
That's the
And
die
then-
of that
That
one.
one, yeah.
Yep.
And you also add
And then
the
you
Thunderous
also
Smite.
add. I'll give you an extra d6 for this. You might as well roll them all together,
Nice.
and then plus 3 to this.
Whoops.
Ooh.
12, a.
Does she
That was full
That's a
damage.
full big roll.
Oh my god.
Wow, that is
20 plus 23.
23 points of damage.
Yeah.
What? So you watch as Sentry brings up this axe, and you're kind of seeing how dangerous these things are, and recognizing them as this ancient enemy that once attacked your home.
Yeah.
The weapon hits. The body kind of shudders, and Ayla, you have to leap out of the way as this kind of, and the body is thrown flying backwards down the stairs. Like it's literally like.
It was just gonna go, I love you! That was amazing!
You just see the head of the other one snap back, just kind of expressionless mask, just doesn't say
Yes.
anything. So
God, what a first
Get out
turn.
of here!
you see the priestess woman next to you just kind of like looks at you, kind of stunned, but then as she begins to hear the one behind you, this kind of masked assailant moving, she turns around, she holds up the symbol, she takes like some deep breaths, she's like, Siaska, please. And you watch as this kind of silvery flame appears in her hand, and she casts Sacred Flame. So that is. Does anybody have that spell that can just tell me what it is very
I
quickly?
don't actually have it. I can find it though.
D&D
That's
Beyond.
right. Yeah.
Maybe
Search
D&D
it.
Beyond could help us.
Sacred.
Thank you. I didn't have that prepared.
There we go. Do you want to have a read? Is it that one? Oh, no,
I
that's
should.
Sacred Flame.
Thank you very much, Rhiannon.
Dex saving throw 1d8 radiant.
Oh,
Dex saving through 1d8 radiant.
okay, there we
Chris
go.
tries
He's
on
got
it.
it. He's on it.
Yeah, you just make sure you can get back to your character
No
sheet.
problem.
Dex saving through, so he, unfortunately this time he kind of like leaps to the side as this kind of silvery starlight tumbles past him. But you can see she's trembling with her hands, but she's kind of like holding out this symbol, almost trying to ward him off. Lucius, what would you like to do? So you watch as he kind of swipes around, yeah, almost.
I'm going to throw out from my arcane focus an ice knife. So it coalesces into a point, and then I fling it forward
Okay,
as a dagger.
and so how does
Spell
this work?
attack.
So make a spell attack.
17 plus 5,
That's going to hit him.
and then it's 2d8. I'll double check
I
that.
believe it's a d8 piercing damage, and then it does cold damage if he fails a save.
Also,
But if you just tap on the spell, it will bring it.
yeah. So ice knife, it is 1d10 piercing.
Oh,
Apologies.
nice.
Hit or miss, the shard explodes. So that was a 1.
So you watch as
It
he kind of
explodes.
the ice arrow, the ice knife, like you throw out this bolt of nice, this
Nice.
bolt of
Nice.
nice,
Nice.
Nice.
this bolt of ice, and it kind of you'll get used to that, by the way, new viewers.
Markisms.
I do that a lot. You watch as this blade of ice just kind of cuts through his armor, but it just barely nicks him. But as it goes past him, it then.
So he, Quill, Arvin has to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
I'm RPing this, I'm sorry.
Well, Arvel fails.
Also,
Okay.
my blue
I
eye,
know.
it's gonna glow.
You can do that on creatures you choose.
Okay,
Like,
so it will happen on him.
it can't be the same creature, but there's no other things to target, so you can just not.
Okay, it was just one more.
I got 18. on my
18,
save.
so I'm assuming that's a pass past your save.
Yes.
So Arvel fails, and then he, I'll roll that properly, also fails, actually.
So he'll take 1. Oh, if the attack hits, the creature takes 3d8.
3d8.
Is it meant to hit and then explode?
Oh my
It
goodness.
kind of, it hit or miss, it explodes
Oh wait,
like a
that's
radius.
the wrong one, sorry. It's the wrong one. 2d6. 2d6. No. Borrow yours.
Yeah, go for it.
Hope I get really high rolls. 6.
Okay. So you watch as this ice kind of explodes outwards. It covers Arvel, who's like, ah! And he like,
So terribly sorry.
Quill, you manage to kind of like
forgot
shield
that
it
bit.
away. But he's also struck by it, and you can see that these shards of ice are now embedded into his side as he kind of stumbles back.
I've only done this against trading dummies before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Arvel's just like, whimpering to the side. Quill.
Okay, I don't like that he is so close to me, so I am going to use Gust. So I swing a wing and a huge wave of.
What is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC says Strength 13 on here.
Yeah, so, okay, so it's a 13. I fail.
Okay.
So what happens?
So he is pushed 5 feet away from me. So I just push him back a little bit.
Okay.
He's back.
So you kind of like sweep the wing out, and this whoosh kind of launches him down the corridor.
And I will move to the basically what is now the back line, which was the front line.
So you kind of squeeze through past Sentry and this woman in the priestess robes.
Yes, and with a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Ayla.
Yay!
Okay, nice.
So 1d4 plus 2.
Tom Hazel's not used to low levels. He's burning through spell slots like they're going out of business.
I know, that's 2 of them already. So you've just regained 5 HP.
5 HP.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm doing my job.
Yay!
What's that like?
What?
You wouldn't know.
No.
So Arvel, seeing this one next to him, he's like, he kind of slings this crossbow behind his back. You can see it's kind of got like a strap that he slings over his shoulder. He just pulls out what appears to be just like a club out of his belt, like kind of like a
Look, I said I was sorry.
he's like, I'll deal with you later. And then he's like, goes in to smash this guy in
good.
the back. He's like, damn sky pirates. I'll roll that properly. 19 to hit.
Wow.
What?
So a whopping
Yeah, Arvel's doing
4
well.
points of damage, but that is, you watch as like, he probably cracks the back of his leg, and you hear like something kind of like stumble as the guy's like,
Oh, what a guy.
you'll pay for that, dwarf. And as he kind of turns around, and you can see Arvel's just like, yeah, you can pay for a lot of things, like new fucking crossbow bolts. Just shoves him sort of in the back. However, it is then after him, it is the assailant's go. He turns on Lucius, who he saw the ice knife come from.
Take anything you want.
You watch as his black blade kind of just shimmers out of existence. But he's just then going to turn around, and he kind of sees that the situation is quite bad. He is going to bonus action teleport to the end of the corridor.
No.
So you watch as he kind of like darkness kind of envelops him.
No.
And then he appears like next to Nova. He looks down on you, doesn't seem to like really regard you, but instead
That's
he
fine.
holds out his arm, and you watch as a bolt of lightning just like launches outwards.
What, down the entire hallway?
What's that? No, not down the
okay.
entire hallway. I'm not going to hit you guys with a 3rd level spell.
That was
just
going to
yet.
hit everybody if he did that.
Corridors.
No, this one seems to target just
greatest.
Lucius.
Oh yeah.
Just Lucius.
Yes.
Oh, goody.
Oh my goodness.
That's fine.
So, can you please? Oh no, this is me. I make a ranged spell attack bonus. But, however, that is only an 8. You dodge. You kind of like fall down, I guess maybe.
Yes.
Like you kind of just collapse as this like bolt of lightning just kind of arcs off and bounces. But you can see the charge is still in his hand.
So there's no residual
Okay.
half damage.
No, and he just looks. He's just like, even if you kill me, none of you are leaving this ship alive.
Do I get an attack of opportunity on him for like zipping into my?
No, teleport doesn't provoke, unfortunately. However,
Why are you so mean?
it is your go now, Nova.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, I see he appears behind me. I'm gonna say,
Stay out of the way, Ganassi.
why are you here?
He just looks down at you.
Okay.
Doesn't say anything.
I'm just gonna shout. Can I still shout at everyone? Yeah. Court of Shadows! Court of Shadows! He's with the Court of Shadows! And then Hex. Not Hex.
No.
Unless you are super old or into history, you won't know what that is.
Nah, no idea.
I'm surrounded by idiots!
Sentry
Eldritch
knows.
Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Blast.
So he is right next to you, so it will be at disadvantage.
What? Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Or you could,
13.
yeah, because he's in melee range.
can I?
13?
You're
Can
quite
I-
intelligent though, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Carry on, Kim. I'll answer your question in a moment.
Can I hex him
Lucius.
as well? Like, so bonus
So-
action hex. and then
Yes. Bonus action first, and then
Yeah.
you take the action. So you cast Hex.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's one of your spell slots.
Uh-huh.
So you hex him, pick one of his stats that he has disadvantage on skill checks.
I would like to hex his
Dexterity.
dexterity.
Okay, so you kind of you watch again. The blade pulses for a second, and then you watch as kind of like almost like bands of this blue energy kind of like start ensorceling his limbs, and you can see he's kind of like sluggish, looking around. And then what would you like to do for your action, Nova?
Can I move back, or will he'll
You can
get-
disengage, yeah, but that's your full action
That's
to
my
do.
full action, isn't it? Screw it. I'll just try and blast him.
Okay, so disadvantage.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
No, because it's so close, you try and bring the hand round, but he sees what you're doing and just kind of almost grabs your arm, shoves it against the wall as it's just like this blast just echoes around, and you feel that connection with the blade, and you just kind of this one word, just wield. You just hear this kind of like in your mind.
Okay.
After Nova, he's dead. Ayla.
Nice.
No, I have only,
far
I've only
away
cost
from me.
one.
Yeah,
Angry.
that's
Just
kind
throw
of
the
why he did
warhammer.
it.
Casting so many.
I've only cost,
You're not,
Throw the
you're not
hammer.
raging yet, are you?
I've only cost
I've
only cost hex.
I can only get to here.
Yep. You could throw the hammer at him.
Could I
You'd be at
move up?
disadvantage if you threw it. Oh yeah, you could move up. What'd you like to do?
Can I try and throw the hammer? No,
Yeah,
I don't
you
want
can-
to
if
throw
you
the
move
hammer,
up as
actually, 'cause
close-
then I don't have the hammer.
You have fists. The true barbarian way.
And a face.
He does look, I will say, he looks quite injured. Like, you can see he's holding, like, where he's been wounded multiple times. He's got all these ice shards, like, literally, like, big shards of ice sticking out of his side.
Oops.
So does Arvel.
No, I think I'll hold, and if he comes within distance of me, I will
Okay, so you're just
Smack him.
readying yourself and you're going to
ready
hold your
myself
action.
to
Nice.
hit him.
Okay, sentry.
Awesome. Yeah, I think. So Ayla there, Nova's there. I think I want to stay at the back, protect, but the three of these guys.
Okay.
So I think because is his name Arvel?
Yes,
Yeah.
the dwarf.
I think he's been hurt. So
Yes.
I think I want to protect him
Okay,
and the guys at the back.
okay.
So can I cast Shield of Faith on Arvel and then just move up between him and Lucius?
Yeah, absolutely. So you
in there.
Yeah.
you kind of summon the magic that was imbued into your matrix, and you kind of touch Arvel, and you watch as again this kind of thing, and he's like, "What did you just do?" And he's like looking around, and he just kind of like looks at you startled, but then he kind of just brings the crossbow, he kind of gets his crossbow back out and starts reloading it, and he's like looking at you curiously.
Nice.
So first turn attack, second turn protect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I protect. I also attack.
The sister that's seen all of this go on, she will kind of step up behind you because she saw you get hit, and she's going to lay her hand. She's like, "Guardian, I don't know if this will work, but I hope that it will." And she's going to cast Cure Wounds for 8 hit points.
Nice.
When you feel like the wood of your kind of like form begin to knot and rebind as your damage begins to heal.
Awesome.
Quill. Sorry, Lucius, actually. Now don't be hitting nobody else. Hit the bad guy.
You're making me nervous. Firebolt.
Okay. Spell attack for you.
Yep. So that is +5. No. 7.
You're making me nervous. And you watch as like it hits the wooden ceiling of the ship and just begin to like burn a little bit.
Not good. I'll use one of your shards in your leg. Put it out.
He's like, I don't want to look up right now. I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it.
Like to point out, it is no longer
Quill.
Juto setting things on fire.
Quill.
Again, it's
Okay, I am going to. I can't really get into range to get to 15 feet away from him. So
You can move through friends. It's just difficult terrain.
yeah, it's just too far away for me
Okay.
where I am now. I will move up to behind Sentry, place a hand on her and give her guidance.
Okay.
So you
What
can
is
roll a d4 to add that to a number to any ability check of your choice.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Arvel
For 1 round.
For one
for
round.
1 round. Arvel's just like, you can, he's reloading this turn because he hit him last turn, so that's what Arvel's doing. The assailant is gonna, you can still see this charge. He's gonna, he threw his dagger, doesn't have his lightning thing. He's cast that. Yeah, he's just gonna, with the Witch Bolt, he's gonna try and lash out again, I think.
And me?
Yep, but this time again, the bolt just... he'd probably go for Ayla, actually. But it doesn't matter, I rolled a 2. So you watch as he goes to do this, and you almost like laugh as you see this kind of lightning bolt, but it just kind of goes wide. It almost seems to arc away from you. It's just like,
Oh, wow.
as it hits into the side of the
I
wall.
wish it did.
Okay, it
Nova.
doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It just doesn't.
I just like lightning.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, and just very nervously bring Tiangong out.
So you kind of
my back.
pull this sword, and you're kind of holding it like awkwardly. It's like clearly you're kind of holding it in a
Ayla's
weird way.
judging really hard
I'm
right
a
now.
scholar. I'm not a fighter.
I'm looking in awe.
Oh, wow.
20,
Praise
23.
So you watch, she doesn't look like she knows what she's doing, and then suddenly she snaps forward, she feints high, and then cuts down low like an expert swordsman.
What?
How much?
8.
8 points of damage. You watch as the blade slices through the leather armor like it wasn't there, leaving this blue trail, like almost like a nebula behind it. And then his body just splits.
Oh. Oh.
I'm so sorry.
That was amazing, but also awful.
I just wanted him to stop.
You need to use that more often. Really, really.
I can't look.
You do
Make
look
bravery.
a little bit weird when you use it, though. We're going to work on that.
I'm going to run back to the stairs and look down them to see if the first guy is actually dead, and I guess I'll see him crumple. to
You
the
see
floor.
darkness.
Oh, there's nothing down there. Okay.
No,
I mean, I
it's
can't see it.
pitch black, and
Alright.
your dark vision, literally, you don't have any, so it's just pitch blackness.
We're still in the.
I imagine this one's
You
dead.
are not initiative. Arvel is like, now are these things gonna melt out of me or what? He's just like,
I've never done it on a human before. Dwarf,
what
dwarf.
does that mean?
It's usually training dummies or bags of sand. I'm sorry.
It's not the first time I've been mistaken for a bag of sand. Oh, somebody, sister, please. And you watch as the priestess woman is like, I'll deal with you in a second, dwarf. Please, I must check on my charge. And she's gonna go back to the back room. She like looks in. She's like, Corin, is she all right? Yes, she's fine. She's fine. I thought that thing was gonna come in here.
Can I very tentatively I don't know. I like go to shut his eyes, but realize he's
It's a
wearing
mask. Yeah, it's like this.
Yeah, and then
grimacing
I
skull
want to
mask.
start searching him like desperately, like for any orders or like anything.
Yeah, so you search over the body, and you find, he's got like this toughened black leather armor underneath the cloak, a dagger that he threw, and then you see that he has like a leather cuff with a small charm, like an electrum charm. It's probably worth about 5 silver. It's just like a little kind of like, like a little charm of a sword.
Is there anything to identify, like maybe who he's?
Look at them.
Oh, okay.
Not really. The only reason you even know what they are is because you've encountered them before.
Can we still hear fighting and screaming?
Yeah.
From
Yes,
upstairs?
from above you, yes.
Above.
And you can also begin. The fire that you hit does die out. Like it was just like a little spark that kind of like, but it doesn't take hold. But there is the sound of, you can hear like crackling flames coming from like above. You still hear the thunderstorm going on outside, and the ship is still lurching. All of you're Sky Citizen, so you come from the Sky City, so you've probably been on an airship before. The rest of you, if you can make perception checks for me, actually. Lucius, you don't need to make this.
Okay.
11.
11,
17.
17,
Unnatural 20.
natural 20,
Unnatural
20.
Perception. 11.
11. So those of you who got above 15 and Lucius, now that this kind of immediate danger's out of the way, and although you've been feeling the ship lurch and tilt, it's now the first time that you've realized that the ship is descending very quickly. It's not dropping out of the sky, but you imagine it is going down. Like the ship is crashing. It's just doing it at a point where it's not nosediving. It's just kind of going in a steady descent down.
Friends, and by that I mean Sentry and you other guys. Whoa, we're going down.
I know. Yes.
What do you mean?
The ship, it's going down. We are going down. We're going to crash.
It's a very.
Why do these things exist? They're stupid.
Court.
They're beautiful, but yes, it's going down.
Court of Shadows.
I don't care.
He's from the Quarter. It's Callus and Starbane's forces.
I agree.
Where does this thing? Where's the controls for this thing? Fix it. Fix it.
Controls.
The rest of them don't seem to notice, but you notice that when you say that, the priestess kind of like her eyes go wide, but she doesn't say anything. The dwarf is just like, what? That doesn't. We need to figure out. The captain. She must be up on the top deck of the ship. She'll know what's going on.
That's where all the fighting is. But what else can we do?
He just looks.
I say that's all we can do.
All right,
Keep
let's-
fighting.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
All right, I'll follow you.
So you guys gonna make your way around?
Yeah.
Can I like
So-
quickly
Is
dive
it
back
round
to my
here?
room
Yeah.
and grab my books?
Yeah, you guys can grab your luggage and stuff
Yeah,
like
I'm
that if
grabbing
you
my
want
stuff.
Do we have any idea, based on how it's falling, and do we know how high we were before? Like, do we
Yeah,
know
you
how
would have
long we
been at
left?
you would have been extremely high altitude, like
Okay.
near kind of cloud level, kind of like plane kind of level.
Okay.
Given the time of night, and again, it's difficult for you to tell because you're an Aerois and you're used to flying. Kind of feeling it out, you think maybe like 5-10 minutes before you hit like. If you might hit water. You're not quite sure where you are. You can't see. You might hit ocean. You might hit mountains. You could hit land. You don't know.
I don't know who Callie Starburn is, but we don't have time. We've got like not long left.
I'm putting my stuff on.
So while they're putting stuff on,
Frantically.
Ayla, you run round. You know, because you've been on the ship for a few days, you run past the galley where you've been taking your meals, and you go towards the stairs that lead up to the deck, and you see that the entire stairwell has collapsed inwards. Part of like a mast has fallen on it and smashed the floorboards down, but it is also on fire. You can see like flames are trickling and roaring through it. Cargo has fallen in. It's just a mess. Like it's a complete, crush of debris. But you can see like little gaps, and you can see like some of the ship's crew wearing sort of like loose sailors' tunics, wielding like curved cutlasses. They're like fighting off similar kind of masked skull figures. And you can occasionally hear like cracks of magic. You can hear kind of snaps and slices of weapons, steel upon steel.
Okay, I'll relay that back to the guys. Would I know if there was another way, sort of, off the ship from down here?
That's what I'm thinking too.
There is a boarding platform which is at the bottom of the ship, but it would potentially just lead you into open sky. The captain or any of the crew would probably know more of the procedures for crashes. They don't do safety videos, unfortunately, on
Damn.
Sky Ships and Revs.
I suppose we'd know the captain. We'd know he's not.
You've met Falthea Elusendris. She's a high elf windmaster, a Sky Ship captain.
Yeah.
She's either in her quarters down below or she's on the top deck fighting.
Oh, down below.
Ayla, you just looked up, you just glanced up, you didn't see if you could see her specifically, but
In our bedrooms, are there?
there are windows.
Ports.
Yeah, there's portholes.
Ports.
Yep. Yeah, you can go to one of those.
I'm going to run out. Sentry, you got grippy hands, right? Could you grip onto the hull and maybe climb out of a hole?
I might be
Are you
able.
too big?
Is there a hole where Lucius fired his ice?
right.
Not a full hole, no. It kind of
Okay.
just scorched it, but Ayla saw that there are holes in this kind of crashed stairwell that could go out. Or you could probably break a window. If you're thinking of sending Echo,
Yeah.
you could probably smash one of these portholes and he could fly up and
Yeah,
out.
I'll do that. I'll send
Good
Echo
idea.
through.
Yeah.
That makes far more sense.
Okay. So you go into a room.
It's not less dangerous.
Yes.
You smash that and you send Echo out. Just before you do that, anybody else doing anything? You see Arvel, the sister is currently tending to Arvel, like pulling out shards and things like that, but he's obviously injured.
Can I go to the sister?
Yeah, she's currently tending on Arvel. She's like,
I'm just gonna say, you know who they are,
I
know
have
what
heard,
you are.
I have heard the stories, yes.
Are
from-
they
from the
coming
Dark
for your
Lord.
ward?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who is she?
That is a longer story than we have time for. Myself and my fellow brother have been charged in taking her to Gusthaven. That's all I know without being able to spend time exacerbating the story. But yes, maybe, but I don't see why. She's just an orphan girl, one that we've been tasked to charge with. She may have some latent magical power, but that's it.
Enough for the court to want her?
No, absolutely not. If this is indeed the Court of Shadows from the Dark War, then I have no idea why they are here. Are they after any of you? That was my first thought, is you're all a colourful bunch of travellers. Perhaps they're after one of you or something you have.
They might be after my business.
No.
You don't know my business. Sorry, that was Very rude of me.
Looking
I
inside,
apologise.
you see now you see a gentleman and a young woman. I do have miniatures for them. I can't find the other one. You see a fellow wearing the same kind of Siaska priest robes kind of step out, and you can see he's kind of got one arm round this kind of young girl's shoulder. She's now dressed. Looks like that in a commotion, she's just quickly put on some traveling clothes. They've both got bags. You can see they've got backpacks and satchels. He's like, Yusuf, what's going on? And she's like, Corin, I don't know. They were figures. Perhaps they were the Court of Shadows. I don't know, but we just need to keep her safe. And I think that we should stick with these travelers for now. They seem very competent. We should stick with them.
We're about to crash.
These guys are all talking a lot.
They are
Yeah,
talking.
so there's something downstairs, guys. Something was making some noise.
So at this point, we see Echo, and he flies up. So Echo kind of flies out, and the wind is almost throws him backwards. He kind of has to, like, he kind of like whooshes forward and upwards. And he kind of makes his way, and he kind of bobs up, very gently kind of like peeks up onto the deck. And you can see that there are already a ton of dead crew members, and perhaps only a few left fighting. You recognize a half-orc navigator covered in big tattoos, big burly arms, and he's just got these two heavy maces, and he's just like smashing into like two of these guys fighting. And then the captain is actually at the back of the ship, near where the stairs would lead up, by the wheel. She's got one hand on this wheel, and you can see these power lines are feeding into a core crystal at the center of the wheel, and they're kind of flowing down her veins, almost like she's channeling magic into it. And she's got a rapier in one hand, and she's like parrying and like fending one of them off. And she's just like, keep it going, Wreathbreaker. We've got to keep this thing from falling, from nosediving and stuff like that. And you can see like this all going on. There does seem to be one of these figures. He's got the same, almost identical outfit, but he's actually carrying a physical greatsword, and he's just stood at the back gesturing. And you can hear like, enough! Stop playing with them! Kill them now! And like some of the others are like rushing up and trying to fight them and things like that. But he's avoiding the combat so far.
Okay, cool. But not cool.
I am suddenly, even though I'm panicking quite a lot, I'm trying to stay as calm as possible and thinking about any stories of airships crashing and where the safest place to be in that situation is.
Give me just a straight up intelligence check. So D20 plus intelligence modifier.
D20, that's 16 plus 1, so 17.
17. Yeah, you would probably, you've spent being, you were once a messenger guild. You trained to be in the messenger guild.
Yeah.
And as part of that, you would have done a lot of, training with airship crews. You would have delivered messages or couriered, packages to airships. And you probably would have spoken to a few captains. There is always safety measures. There are normally things called glide cloths, which are basically like parachutes. They're enchanted Ethereum cloth that you can use to basically slowly descend. They're kind of like, they're deployed almost like a little harness.
Yeah.
They'll be secured somewhere on the ship. If you did have to crash, you'd probably be best off where you are, securing yourself in the galley and finding ways to just strap yourselves in so you're not thrown around. Because one of the worst things is debris crushing you or like things falling on top of you and things like that.
Right. Does anyone have any plans? Because I think this might be a crash situation.
No.
What are you talking about, Aerois?
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think this might hit the ground and potentially kill everyone on board.
Well,
The
technically,
young girl for the first time speaks and she's like, I think telling us that the ship is about to crash is pretty alarming in the first place.
Okay,
She's right.
well, don't worry. I'm sure it'll be fine.
technically,
We're going to crash.
technically speaking, we are in the safest area if we just find our way to secure ourselves so that when we crash, we're not hit by debris. We're probably going to land in water depending on where we were in the air flight. I think it's fine. Just go in the galley, find somewhere safe, strap yourself in.
Okay, I'm going to run
There's
off
still
into
fighting going on up there.
Well, there won't be once we crash.
How are we
Yeah.
going to get up there?
There's, I don't know, can we break our way through?
You have a hammer.
If we go up,
could
Are you
try.
focusing on Echo or do you want to come bring him
I
back?
can bring Echo down and I can relay the information to these guys and being like, cool, so the captain and the
Yeah.
First mate.
first mate are up there fighting.
How many are
Knowing
up
We
there?
That.
need to help them so we can get the ship
Okay,
safe.
I'm
into
gonna
land.
start going back around here. Does it look like I can start smashing this?
So the fire has gotten more intense and is now starting to spread
Anyone got
outwards.
water?
I have ice.
Ice? Okay.
The fire is now beginning to kind of creep out.
Skip along.
Looking up, so you turn around the corner and it's like blazing flames. You can see that the large mast is enormous. It's maybe like 10-foot diameter, and it's smashed through where the stairs were, and it's just basically crushed the entirety of the stairs and filled it in with debris.
Can I try and like Eldritch Blast a hole through the roof?
Sure. Just
Straight
you
up?
don't need to roll to hit. Just roll damage for me.
Damage. So it's a D10, isn't it?
You missed.
Yeah. Is that a 1?
Yeah.
That's a 1.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
As you blast it upwards, it hits the wood, and you see it scorch and mark. It seems incredibly tough. But you would kind of, as you blast it, most airships have Ethereum-infused wood, which is lighter and stronger than like most stuff. The fact that the stairs have collapsed, it must have been such a weight from this mast falling that it's basically shattered it.
I think this is out of my skill set. It's quite a lot of fire, and I have tiny knives. You saw it. I went into Arva's body.
Judging by the rate of fire and knowing what this ship is made out of, I don't think this is gonna get through anytime soon. I'm just still like.
I believe we either need to brace for
There's
impact.
got to be some other way off this thing.
We could go down.
Down.
There's something down there.
There might be some
We can
cloth.
see.
Gliding cloth.
Gliding cloths. That's the one.
Yes.
Sails?
Sails. No, that's up
Enchanted
downstairs.
cloth.
Enchanted cloths. Downstairs.
You can hear it, can you? Can you hear?
Hear what?
Can you hear the thing that's down there?
With your passive, yeah, you can hear like. In fact, actually, I would say that you just barely hear this kind of like this heavy breathing.
Does it sound like before? The same thing.
Yeah. No, it doesn't sound like a humanoid. It's like
Something else down there.
Oh.
What?
There's
But it's like it's moving around down there. Like it fades out because you're so good at hearing and things like that like you're kind of listening and it kind of drifts away and then it comes back and it drifts away. I was like, well, I mean, I just don't want to stand around here and do nothing if this ship's crashing. I've got my merchandise and I'm not losing out on my business.
Correct. Daddy would be so pissed.
What is your merchandise?
You got
Does it have to be a
light,
big
someone-
monster?
No?
Okay.
You can send light, can't you?
Not meaning to alarm
Yes.
anyone.
There.
Yes.
Send it down.
Okay. I coalesce dancing lights,
Okay.
which is 4 torch-sized lights.
Okay.
And I'm going to just
So we'll like stagger them like.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
and then spread them out.
So for a brief flicker, Quill, who happens to be stood there,
10-foot radius each one.
such high passive perception, the lights go down, and you see for a second the flicker of a large, kind of made from metal and crystal, but the metal is dark like the night, like almost blackened metal. This kind of steel jaw and this panther-like body kind of like very briefly touches the edge of the light, seems to realize what it is, and then into the darkness.
What would I need to make a roll to recognize anything like that?
Give me a Arcana check.
Okay, Arcana, that's an unnatural 20. I rolled that as
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural.
You have heard of some creatures like this. I mean, obviously, Sentry is a guardian who is a construct, and after the guardians, the knowledge of how to build guardians was lost, there's been a lot of attempts to create constructs and similar things before. It's some sort of golem. You're not really sure what though. Like it's clearly made of metal. You don't think it's like a living creature. It's some sort of construct or a golem. You've heard of them sometimes. Like you've heard kind of stories that like in parts of the lowlands where there is a lot of what they call remnant activity. These kind of like last vestiges of the Dark War. There are these kind of creatures that stalk the night and snatch people away.
Sentry.
Hello.
There's a big. It's like you, if it looked monstrous and big and had teeth. Do you know what that is? Also, what's it doing on here with us?
I can't see anything.
Can I do like a perception check on it? I've still got
Sure.
Quill's D4 to add
Sure.
to my ability check as
Yeah.
well.
Would Nova know anything from her?
You can,
readings?
seeing as it's a cantrip, you could just cast guidance again.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Would Nova know anything from? Like,
You can make an
readings
Arcana
and
check.
stuff?
and it would be. You can make it. Do you want to try and just see it, or do you
Nat
want to try and
one.
remember information
I
about
want
it?
to try and remember information.
That would be a history check.
History check.
And I'll give you
Cool.
advantage because of your
Yeah.
circumstance.
Cool.
So you can roll twice and take the highest on the
So roll
D20.
d20 again.
Goodbye.
17 is pretty good, but see if you get anything higher.
4.
So
So take the 17
Yeah.
plus either
I
4
can
from
add the
guidance.
D4.
Oh, you already had the D4. So yeah, so 4. So add 4 to the 17.
Okay.
21.
21
And
plus
then
your
history bonus.
And my history bonus is -1, so it's 23.
23.
Okay, well, still high.
So,
Still good enough.
23. You remember designs of Starbane and his forces. One of his commanders, these kind of demigod commanders, loved to tinker and create, and was kind of inspired by the Guardians to create his own soldiers for the enemy. And they created these things called stalkers. And they sound pretty similar, made from black metal and crystal, but they have almost powers of the night, where if they're in darkness, their predatory instincts are stronger. They can also kind of drain the life of people around them. They can kind of send out this pulse
Okay.
and to drain life around them. And they're pretty vicious. You kind of have like they were kind of created very near the end of the war, kind of
Okay.
similar time when you were.
Cool.
And yeah, you probably would never have fought one, but you definitely heard of them.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd want to get these guys out of the way.
Okay. So yeah, what'd you do? Like come over and
I'd come over and take a defensive stance in front of them and just let them know, guys, this is a bad situation for you guys. You need to
Okay.
be really careful.
Maybe we don't go in there.
Yeah,
Just to...
Sentry, do you know if that thing would survive, let's say, for example, an airship crashing into the ground?
I would assume not,
That's okay, we can stay here. I'm going to go buckle myself up. See you later.
but it quite potentially, it wouldn't be enough to destroy me maybe, so I feel like maybe they would survive.
Oh.
So at this point, what would you all like to do?
I'm running to the bedroom and I'm going to ice myself to the floor.
Okay, so you're gonna basically
Under the bed.
So is my understanding? Well, what do you want to do? Because you want to fight stuff.
I want to try and smash up to the deck somehow, but there's no other way to get up other than this that I know of. There's
Yeah.
no other stairways that we know of that go up onto
These
the
ships are
upper
pretty
deck.
slim and they're kind of built to be kind of quick and speedy.
And you've seen me try and blast through
Yeah.
the roof.
There's no way to go up.
The only way it seems you could go, yeah, it's like potentially there might be these. There's the platform and the glide cloths down, but there is also this beast. What would you like to
Can we
do?
take it?
We could try.
I'm like,
Arvel's like,
I'm like,
now that's
that's
my
cool.
kind of talk.
Well,
Look, we can
look,
sit here and hope to die, or
We're
we
probably
can go
gonna
down.
die
Right out.
anyway.
Yeah. We
I'm
Why
with
not?
the elf.
No, we're not.
I'm like at my door and I turn around like, we can take, no, oh, Sentry, please.
Look, Arvel turns around. He's like, none of y'all need to come this way. I don't know none of you, but listen, lady, Ayla, was it?
Yeah.
If you want to go down there, I'm with you. I'd rather go down fighting than stay up here and die by being crushed to death.
I get on an airship once and it freaking crashes. This is bullshit.
way to fly.
This is bullshit. And I'm going out fighting.
Statistically, they are quite safe.
Thank you.
But listen, well, I'm up. I'm game.
I could use your help.
Out of interest, how long has it been?
A few minutes.
Okay, I don't think I've been
Crashy
counting.
are we feeling?
Yeah, how
In a few minutes.
crashed does the
Yeah.
ship
You
look?
can still feel like it listing and like, yeah, you're not
okay.
sure.
Why are
At
we
this point,
fighting?
you have no
So
idea.
the glide cloths are like where this
We don't know if there is
creature-
any.
Okay.
It's a risk
I mean-
I'm not willing to take.
You haven't seen anything like that on this level. You've not really gone down to the bottom level because it's mainly for storage and the crew.
Which is where it might be.
If
the only way to go.
That's also where the platform is, where the kind of like launch. What's it called? Launch
Ladder.
bay.
Bay.
I don't know what it's called.
Bay doors.
Bay. Yeah,
Bay
sure.
doors, yeah.
Cargo.
The loading
Cargo
bay.
bay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
I guess I'd quite like
The
to
ramping
sketch
thing.
it. If you
That's the Spirit Nova.
just-
Sketch it.
yeah, I'll
Just later.
I'm just gonna
Later.
sketch it. No, if you fight it, I'll sketch it.
Sketch it
I'm
later,
gonna, like,
Nova.
whisper in her ear, just like, big teeth, really big teeth, made of
The
metal.
sister,
I'm literally gonna start like.
the sister gestures. She looks to the other two. She's just like, Corin, take her and strap yourselves into the galley. If we find anything, I will come back and get you. But do not risk coming down if I do not come back for you. I will go with them. Try and aid my healing if I can. And she's going to come in behind you as well.
Panther-like, you say?
Oh, yes, very.
I'm
Right.
going to take the pen out of Nova's
So,
hand.
I'm doing a
Quill.
courage check.
Darling.
okay.
Whatever.
What do
So
you
you make
reckon?
it. I reckon that would be a wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throws versus fear generally.
15.
Oh, that's in it. Yeah. Gonna break
Daddy
the
would
ice.
approve. It's for you, Daddy!
I would also say Lucius might have the thought of, he's not sure if these people, if they do kill it and get these parachutes, you're not sure if they would actually come and give you one.
Okay, that's going on under the surface.
Yeah.
So, Ayla, you are leading the way. So just give me a descending order here, so I know who's going down in the corridor.
Well, this guy's.
I
Yeah,
guess
he's
I'm,
dead.
I'm actually next to Nova.
Arvel.
Sorry.
All right.
Right, so Arvel, so
think
Ayla,
Arvel will be up
Arvel,
front.
Sentry, Quill, Nova, Lucius, and then Sister Yusuf at the back.
She can be next to me, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys descend down. We're not going to be using the map cam anymore, Steve, if you want to turn that off to the character portraits. You descend down into a large black space, and you can see that this large dark, I mean, for those of you who don't have dark vision, it is near pitch black. There are no portholes, there's no light naturally coming in here.
He put his light
The dancing lights, they give off very dim, like 10 feet radius kind of like.
There's 4 of them.
Four
I've
lights.
just spread them out.
So he kind of spreads them out, and you watch these kind of hovering, I guess, like blue, orange, and different colored globes. And they're spreading this kind of multicolored light, but it's over a large area, and they're so dim that there are all these elongated shadows. You see like big stacks, most of which have fallen over, but these kind of create these like large piles of cargo. Rigging, like wood, like roped rigging, kind of hanging down, hammocks. And you begin making your way down there, and it's, for those of you who don't have dark vision, you're struggling to see. Those of you who do just see these kind of shapes, and maybe you just catch glimpses of like movement, and then it's gone. You look that way again, it's not there. And then suddenly, from behind you, you almost begin to hear this movement, but nothing jumps out at you immediately.
May I suggest? I heard that these things don't like light, or at least they come out in the dark.
You got a torch?
No.
I got nothing.
This is what I've got.
I'm going to surround us with the dancing lights.
Sister Yusuf is like, I can provide a bit more. And she gestures to the holy symbol and this silvery light, but again, it's just around you guys. Like it's kind of creating like a, Gandalf in the Mines of Moria. Like
Yeah, can I have one, like a dancing light at the front of the party, sides and
So you're
back,
just continuously shifting them by
just
casting
moving them
and
around
stuff.
us.
So you watch as you begin making your way, and then you're kind of stumbling through the dark. You're kind of, Ayla's leading you around like these piles of like cardboard, not cardboard, these piles of wooden boxes, storage barrels, and then you see bodies. You begin to see the other crew members, the ones that were sleeping, just torn apart and shredded. And you can see blood kind of pooling out and staining the Ethereum wood. And then at the very back of the room, you can see kind of slatted storeroom, of which you can see hung up these kind of like leather harnesses. And then just as you begin taking the movement, something large and predatory springs out of the darkness. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Boy!
We will be back in 5 minutes. These guys are going to take a break. We're going to do that. When we come back, I'm going to have a special puzzle for you from brilliant.org.
Nice.
Don't go anywhere. Very much to our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back
See you
very soon.
See you later. What an intro. Holy crap.
Hello, and welcome back to High Rollers. Before we continue our little adventures, I have a little message and a little puzzle for all of you at home from our brilliant sponsor, Brilliant.org. So Brilliant.org is a website and an organization which helps people solve fascinating, challenging problems, helps them understand and learn new ways of thinking. Obviously, D&D has a long history of puzzles, whether it's tombs guarded by challenging riddles or NPCs offering logic puzzles in exchange for treasure. And now here is a little puzzle for you. So, have you got your notes ready to take on a little puzzle?
Yes.
Yes.
I will also give the solution to this at the end of today's stream, but if you'd like to get a hint, you can check out Brilliant.org, and you can get, there might be one based on it here, there, that you can check out and get some hints for. And don't forget, you also get 20% off annual subscription for the first 200 people to go and check that out. So, this is called the Djinn's Chest Conundrum. A cool breeze blows through the airy open plaza of the Djinn's extravagant court. Piles of gold coins, gemstones, and magical relics surround an enormous cushion from where a blue-skinned genie sits. Ah, welcome, adventurers. He grins and rubs his hands gleefully as you cast your eye around the palace. I have a little challenge for you. Answer correctly, and I shall allow you to take a treasure back with you to help you on your quest. 4 elaborate chests appear in front of you with a flash of magic, each one made from a different metal. The 4 chests are made from copper, silver, gold, and platinum.
He's drawing it.
All 4 types of metal are inside, and each chest contains only one type of metal. Only one of the chests contains the same metal as they are made from. The genie spreads his hand and stares at you with a keen and curious eye. My question is this. Regardless of luck, what is the minimum number of chests you must open to be guaranteed to find out which one contains the same metal that it is made from? I will give you 5 minutes to decide and get it wrong, and I will send you back without empty-handed. So I'll read that again. So you have 4 chests, each one made from copper, one made from silver, one made from gold, and one made from platinum. All 4 types of metal are inside, and each chest only contains one type of metal. Only one of the chests contains the same metal as it is made from. What is the minimum number of chests you must open to be guaranteed to find out which one contains the same metal it is made from? It's a little logic puzzle, little calculatory puzzle. I'll give you the answer at the end. We're just going to jump back in with our adventure. Big thanks to brilliant.org for the sponsorship. And also thanks to
I
D&D
need to
Beyond.
get better at this.
Yeah.
Like, whenever Mark gives us puzzles,
Well,
I'm
you know
like,
what? Can help you with that.
I know.
Brilliant.org.
I know when you start using it.
And also a big thank you to D&D Beyond, our other sponsor. For this
Yeah.
evening. So, just before we took the break, you are currently aboard an airship called the Sparrowblade, which is crashing. You've already been attacked by 2 masked assailants, and now you are descending into the keel, the bottom of the ship, in hopes of finding another way off the crashing airship. You already know that there is a creature down here, a beast of a bygone era made from metal and crystal that is stalking you. As you begin making your way down into the hold of the ships, there are boxes and rigging all over the place, as well as dead bodies of crew that were caught down here. And one of these creatures, this stalker, has pounced. I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
It pounced.
Oh, that's not good.
So, Ayla,
15.
Quill,
6.
Nova,
19.
Lucius,
16.
and Sentry.
Is the high roller symbol a 20?
I believe that's the first natural 20.
Nat 20.
You had a perfect damage roll.
High roll stats. First nat 20 goes to
losing.
Goes to our new.
Goes to our new. So, you, in fact, actually, it is not actually Sentry that goes first, however.
What?
The dwarf Arvel is like,
Da, da, da.
there it is! But you can see that he's like looking around, and this thing is like literally pouncing out of the shadows. And it seems to, I was like, I can't quite see it. It seems to be struggling to aim, sadly. He fires, ka-dunk, but the crossbow bolt just like seems to sail past it. It's like, I swear that was it. And he's like stumbles back to the side of the room and starts, trying to reload his crossbow, basically. Sentry.
Awesome.
So this thing is leaping. It's kind of like just about to charge into the group.
Cool.
I would say it's probably going to be going for. Let me just give a quick thing. It would probably be going for. It looks like it's probably going for the back lines. So Lucius, Yusuf, or Quill, or Nova.
All right, I want to try and just slash this thing.
You can easily step
Yeah.
into your allies. Do you want to move up to anyone in particular? Be next to anyone in particular?
I want to. I think I want to move back a little bit, so I'm in between all the 4 at the back.
Okay.
Just, in the middle, and then just get ready to just.
So you're ready to kind of jump in with your
Engage,
shield and
yeah.
engage. Yeah, sure.
Representative.
Yeah, this is so you're just in there. You don't need to use the map, Steve, but this is all theatre of the mind.
Representative.
Imagine
It's
yourselves.
also good podcasting.
Yeah. So imagine that you are in this kind of darkened ship's hull. There's boxes and ropes and rigging everywhere, and this thing is literally kind of using the darkness on the edge of the thing to pounce in and out of.
Cool.
So you move into the center, and you're going to
Yeah.
right there, but you're going to lean forward with the battle axe and try and whack.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Give me an
Whack
attack
it.
roll.
Attack roll.
So you want combat.
Combat on that one.
Yep. And it's a
So,
d20 plus your attack
D20
bonus
and D8, which is
for the damage. Yeah.
D8 plus
Just do
3.
D20 stuff.
D20.
Yeah. So
Just got to make sure you hit first.
yep.
13,
Plus your attack bonus, which
which is a D8 plus
so that's the damage. So
5.
the attack bonus is that.
18.
18. So you kind of feel the battle axe connect in, and it sinks into the metal and it actually shatters some of the crystals. So roll
Wow.
your damage now.
Damage roll D8 plus
D8.
3.
That was a D10.
Yeah, that's a D10.
Oh, sorry.
That one's
That
the
one
D8.
was- okay.
That's all right. You're learning the game. It's
Yeah.
fine. No D4 because the guidance is worn off and you can't
Okay.
add it to damage rolls. So
D8.
just this one.
Just that one.
Yep, you could have kept the roll.
Okay.
So it was a 7.
the 7, yeah.
Keep the 7.
Plus 3.
Plus and
three,
then on your damage.
10.
So yeah. So 10 points of damage. So your axe kind of hits into the thing and you feel it crack, but this thing does seem to be fairly sturdy. Even the axe kind of, it just kind of wordlessly kind of snaps its head around and its steel jaws clamp shut and it looks like it's going to try and lap.
Wordlessly. I'm looking at you.
Soundlessly, silently. It's been a long week,
Marcus,
Tom
sorry.
Hazel. I've worked very hard on this.
Carry on, sorry.
Would you like to continue mocking me? No. Good.
Don't attack me, please.
So you kind of bite into it with the axe, and yeah, it kind of like snaps back, and it kind of goes into its defensive, kind of pulls back in. So after Sentry, it is Nova.
I would like to bonus action place Hexblade Curse on
Tom,
it.
do you want to make fun of Kim as well, or just me?
Sorry,
So you cast.
You could kill me.
Yeah. So you cast Hexblade's
Will.
Curse.
On Tom.
And is this the same thing? Like you see the blade kind of pulse, and then this energy kind of like leaks out and begins wrapping its kind of tendrils around the beast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You get the strong sense that the blade is it feels afraid. It doesn't like this thing.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's great.
interesting.
That's great.
Even the sword's afraid of it.
Yeah. Thanks for the moral.
That's when you
piece
know.
there.
We gotta fuck off.
Yeah. So Hexblade Curse adds proficiency bonus to any damage rolls, and any attack rolls of 19 or 20 are a crit hit.
Wow.
And when it dies, I regain 5 HP.
Great.
Damn.
So are you going to attack it with the blade, or are you going to Eldritch Blast it? What would you like to do? So it's a bonus action for Hexblade's Curse.
I would like to. How am I feeling? I think. Just trying to get my combat stats up.
You feel like killing it?
I
like
can't
in
decide
it.
whether to sword it or blast it.
It's
Whatever
right
comes.
next to you,
Whichever.
isn't it? So I think
It's around us. I can kind of see it, right?
Yeah, I would say that it's kind of backed off enough that you could Eldritch Blast it as well.
Okay, I'll blast it.
Blast him. Nice.
I don't blast it.
So you kind
Well,
of reach
it's
out.
9.
Sorry, it would have been a disadvantage as well because the knight is kind of its body kind of almost seems to merge with the darkness at points. Should have been
Still
for
a
you as
9.
well, but I
no
forgot.
worries.
So you launch out with the Eldritch Blast, and you think you've got it. You fire it, but then it's not there. It's slightly to the side. It's so hard to see with the dim light in here. After Nova, it is the sisters go. She will turn around. She's going to try and Sacred Flame. However, the thing seems to leap to the side as she kind of launches out with her hand as this silvery starlight kind of like fades out. And then she kind of just huddles behind Sentry, kind of like keeping you between it and her, basically. Kind of sheltering around behind you. It's go.
Uh-oh.
So it looks around, sees you defending everybody, and you can see that in its eyes there's this kind of malign intelligence. It leaps in, and then as you go to defend, it comes to a halt, and then lifts its head up. These jaws open, as this pulse erupts out of it. I would need Lucius, Sentry, Quill, Nova, and Sister Yusuf to make. These are dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh, man.
Not too good.
Oh, no.
Oh, really not good.
Wow. Luckily, my damage rolls are pretty bad. So, what'd you get?
I got an unnatural 20 again.
5.
10.
Oh, I need to roll.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, Christ, sorry.
So it's the bottom one.
This is my third unnatural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Dexterity, so 0. Add 0 to this
Wow.
roll.
At 0, 18.
18.
Okay, nice.
So, anybody who got lower than 12, which I think is just you,
Yeah,
sister.
me too.
Fine.
And us
Oh, no,
He's
those
fine.
two. So you two and the sister. You two take half of this damage.
Oh.
So it's 2 points of bludgeoning damage. So 1, which you actually reduce to 0 because
that's
of your
cool.
shield.
Yeah, nice.
So you kind of bring the royal shield of Solvin up, and it just off that.
Nice.
However, then it's 4 points of necrotic. So you guys are going to take 6 total.
6 in total.
Yeah, for you two it's 6. For you, you take 3. Okay. And you watch as the sister like shrieks. She's like, ah! As this energy kind of drains her life really badly.
Jeez.
And you see that she's kind of like knocked by this kind of pulse of force. And you can tell that this one seemed quite weak, this pulse, as if its full strength was not behind it, as if Mark rolled quite a lot of ones.
So I take 5 points of damage.
You know, you took, because you passed, you will take 2 points of damage. That's
Okay,
all you will
cool.
take.
Thank you.
So after that, but that seems to be its whole thing, is it kind of launches its head up and this dark pulse erupts around it. After its go, it is Ayla.
I would like to raid.
So okay, so you kind of see this thing happening. Arvel's kind of next to you, but you can see this thing's kind of targeted the kind of caster types at the back. You feel and you watch as the lightning begins to crackle up and down your arms. There is a kind of like faint of thunder as you watch as her eyes like spark, and then you feel the energy rush through you.
So am I at disadvantage to hit it?
Currently in its, if it's right next to you guys, I would say that it's in enough light that you are not at disadvantage.
23?
23 is definitely going to hit it.
Nice.
8 damage.
8 points of damage. So
Subvocal.
you kind of bring the hammer in.
Scottish yell.
It kind of smashes into the side. You hear the buckle of metal and the screeching as metal plates
sound.
buckle.
That's a good sound.
You hear crystal crack as well, but this thing kind of just snaps around as its jaws get ready to take action. Lucius.
That really hurt. I think we should spread out. So I'm just going to run. I'm going to take a dancing light, bonus action dancing light, follow me,
Okay.
and just stumble.
Are you disengaging or are you just moving away?
Is it within?
It's a large creature. It's
Yeah.
like kind of like right on top of the group of you.
Okay. Someone
Just
else
imagine
get
in
away
your mind that
from
you
me.
guys are at the back and it's so packed in, it's kind of leapt in behind you
Really
next to
small
like
room.
Unova, and then it's kind of caught Sentry and the others in its kind of pulse.
In which case, I'll instinctively chromatic orb it
Okay.
with a cold.
That's going to be at disadvantage because you're right next to it and it's a ranged spell attack.
Instinctively do something bad. 2. 2. 7.
You bring out this kind of gemstone and you kind of go through it, but this thing, like, it's so close, like you're trying not to get bitten and the energy just evaporates.
Honestly, I could usually perform far better in less stressful circumstances.
And also the energy, you kind of, because you're in dark, like the colored lights, there's nothing for you to throw the extra magic.
Tried to
into
put
your-
dancing light on me, but
I mean, yeah, you can. The color's there, but there's no other enemies to like throw the extra magic at.
Oh, I got
Because
you.
you have to target a different creature with your arcane chromat. So like you pull off this blue or orange magic, but you just have to kind of let it go because there's nothing to really target
free.
it with. As the spell connects. Quill.
Okay, it's made of metal then, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, I'm going
Metal
to...
and crystal.
Metal and crystal. I'm going to lift up my cloak from over the destroyed wing, and inside you can see just charred feather, and there's no like
There's probably some
balding areas.
musculature, yeah, but it's like.
and I'm going to put the hand to that and just pull out any of the innate sort of lightning, I suppose, that when it hit there, and cast lightning lure on it.
Okay.
And that's a strength 13 saving throw.
Strength 13 fails.
Okay, in that case, it is actually pulled towards me, but it's right next to me anyway, and it takes 1d8 lightning damage, which is 7.
Nice. So the lightning, you kind of pull this back and you kind of, there's this faint charge that kind of like, it starts off really small, like, then you throw it out, you wrap it around its like neck like a collar,
Yeah.
you yank it and it kind of just shoves it to the side, but you can see that the lightning has kind of shattered some of the crystal parts underneath this metal plating. Nice. It's just like,
And as a bony action, I will cast guidance on Ayla this time.
okay. So you cast guidance on Ayla.
Yeah.
So as a bonus action guidance? I think guidance is an action.
Nope, you're right.
I got a bonus action inspiration, bardic inspiration.
Yes. In that case, I'll just say, I think we've weakened it now. You can smash it now. Smash. Smash good. Speed smash.
Thanks.
That's very
Thanks.
inspiring.
That's my inspiration.
You get a d6 for the next minute that you can add to an attack roll.
Next minute.
Yeah, it lasts, I think, 10 minutes maybe, actually. Back round to the top, Arvel kind of like tucks and rolls to the side, like, because he's at a distance enough that this creature can't snap at him. He kind of tucks back, and you can see he kind of, with a crossbow, he has like almost like 2 chambers for bolts. He raises it up again, fires.
Nice.
No.
No.
He's like, can't aim in the dark. And he's just like grunting and now he's like struggling to reload it. Sentry, it is your
Hello.
turn.
Cool. So
So this thing is kind of like next to you guys at the back line.
Yeah.
Ayla's kind of pushed in. Some of the others have spread out, but you can see it's kind of like right there.
nice. So can I try and go for another smashy smash
Yeah.
and cast Divine Favor?
Okay, so what does Divine Favor do?
Divine Favor is your prayer empowers you with divine radiance until the spell ends. Your weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit.
So the only difference with this one is because unlike Thunderous Smite, this is a somatic component spell,
Okay.
so you would need to put your weapon away
Yeah.
because you need a free hand to cast spells, cast it, and then pull your weapon out again.
Okay.
Which is basically, you wouldn't be able to attack this turn either. 'Cause
Right.
It's an action.
Okay, no worries. I will leave that then.
As in, like, to pull the weapon out.
Okay, yeah, I will just give it a straight up smack in the
Okay,
face.
so you're just going to Don't forget though, you can expend spell slots to use your Divine Smite as well as a paladin.
Okay,
So you
cool.
don't have to cast a spell, you can just spend a spell slot to do a Divine Smite, which is in your
Nice.
features.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah.
that's if you hit as well. If you miss, you don't use it. So
Okay, cool. I'll just go for a smack then.
okay, so give me an attack roll, d20 plus your attack bonus,
D20, so that's a 12,
and then
I think it was plus 5. wasn't
battle axe. Yep.
and then it's plus 5. Yeah, so,
So
17.
That is enough. Again, the battle axe
Nice.
kind of thuds into the side and scrapes along the metal plating. So now it's the damage roll. So now it's the d8 plus 3.
D8, so that's this one.
Nope.
No,
That one.
That one. You'll get it.
Cool. 5.
5 points. So you watch as you scrape it along the side. Do you want to Divine Smite it as well? Because it's on hit, you choose whether you do it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Let's do it.
So if you go
Edit.
to, I think it's in actions
Spells.
or I think it's in actions. Divine Sense.
Divine Smite, yeah.
Divine Smite, is it there?
You can expend one spell that deal 2d8 of extra radiant damage.
Perfect. So
2d8.
2d8.
So that's that one.
That one's that one?
Yep.
Let's go. 5.
So it's another 5. So you watch as the weapon glows with a kind of a pulse of your matrix. You kind of bring it down, and as it scrapes it along, it cuts through almost like hot metal.
Nice.
And you see this light beginning to blow out of it, like this blue light kind of glowing out. And it kind of screeches this horrible like as it's pulled away by the blade. Just make sure you mark off a spell slot because for using
Who
that
does
one.
spells?
Okie dokie.
Nova.
Just
Do you know if I can
Attack
stack
one of those boxes.
Hexblade Curse
Okay.
with a
one more.
Hex?
You can, yes.
Nice.
But yes, because one of them is not concentration. Hexblade's
Yeah.
curse is not concentration.
Yeah.
But you cast Hex last time.
I've got one spell slot left.
You have, yeah. I keep thinking
So-
Hexblade's curse is a thing.
I would like to bonus action cast Hex
Yes.
on it,
Yep.
which curses one creature.
Yep.
And then I can choose the ability. So I would like to choose Wisdom
Okay.
as its disadvantage ability.
One thing I'm going to point out, because it's not always 100% clear, it doesn't have disadvantage on saving throws, just ability checks.
checks.
So it's things like, if it was trying to break free of a grapple, or if it was like making a skill check, like an athletics check or something like that, but it won't give it disadvantage on saving throws. So if you're thinking like, I'll give it disadvantage on wisdom, and then I'll cast a wisdom saving throw.
That was my idea.
I thought so.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, sure.
So
It will make it harder to perceive things if you do wisdom. It like kind of confuses its senses.
I'm going to go for Wisdom. And then I would like to attack with Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So please can you make a Wisdom saving throw?
Well, I still only roll a 7.
So you failed.
It helps.
It is injured.
So that's a D12, isn't it?
Yes.
I've never used a D12.
It's a
The
big.
the first.
It's the
of
one that I put away because I never use them. That one.
Yep.
Get out.
That's the one.
Okay. So it's a D12 plus a D6.
But it is necrotic damage, yes? On Toll the Dead?
Yes.
I know it.
So
gonna be half.
3 and 1. So 4.
Is the 1 the hex damage?
Yeah.
And is that necrotic?
Yep.
Okay, so it's all necrotic. So 4. You kind of bring out the sword and you shake it like a bell and you hear this like this pulse. It does seem to kind of like, you watch the creature kind of is like affected, but it doesn't seem to be as effective as you would hope it to be.
Because it drains the life out of things. Damn it! Come on, Nova, you're smarter than this. You hear her say that to herself.
Lucius, it's actually you first before the creature.
I believe you're very smart. You read a lot of bookies. I'm going to squit out some acid from one of my green gems.
splash.
Yeah, acid splash.
Okay.
We'll try all the different elements, and then that way we'll whittle it down.
Is that a saving throw or an attack roll?
15.
Oh, 15 just hits it.
God, did a thing. D6.
Do the thing.
6.
Oh.
6 acid.
So you watch as this acid melts through this glob of acid that Lucius kind of conjures out of this gemstone on his gloved hand. He kind of like launches this kind of glob, and it sprays all over the metal and crystal and eats away a huge chunk of its torso. And it now reveals like inside of it a kind of crystal. It looks like a very raw cut gemstone, like maybe not like gem, but like crystal maybe. And it pulses with a purple light. Essentially, you'd probably recognize it. It looks like a deformed matrix, like you have inside of you. Yours is like a polished sphere, very crafted. This looks jagged and kind of badly made. It's just like...
I'm very pleased and distracted. Then I'm like, and then fire the other bit of acid.
Well, that's only from first level spells and higher.
I don't do that then. I don't
You're
squirt my
learning new
load.
classes, and it's all custom stuff as well. So, but the acid does seem to melt away a huge chunk of this creature.
Acid is effective.
Yes, it is.
Anyone else have acid?
No, you keep doing that, buddy.
I'll keep dropping
On
acid.
its turn, sensing this thing, the crystal you can see like kind of dims for a second. It raises its head up and it does that pulse thing again. It recharged it. This time, however, it's going to hit Ayla, Nova, Sentry, Lucius, and Quill. Basically, all of you guys.
Failure.
What is it? Dex.
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Bust.
I failed.
3.
I failed.
You all fail.
8.
Yeah.
I got 8.
Well, I
on
got
the first
4.
None of you have resistance to necrotic damage.
Oh yeah, actually.
I don't realize. Not even when I'm raging.
Not when you're raging. When you're raging, it's just weapon damage.
We're all level 2,
So
Mark.
that's going to be
Level 2.
13 points of damage.
Down.
What the?
Whoa! I'm downed.
13 points. Oh, me too.
I have. You're down.
I'm
I'm
down.
down.
Is Nova
I'm
down?
on 1.
So you watch as this thing like
TPK.
erupts.
Oh god.
Arvel and
You
Yusuf,
did.
Arvel and Yusuf are just out of reach as this thing like, and you watch as like you feel like this horrible cold sees your hearts. Your
TPK.
matrix just like slows down, and you feel yourself like you want to fight, but you power down. You just feel
Christ.
your chest tighten. Quill, like the pain just overshocks your system, and you collapse.
That's our healer.
Ayla.
Jeez.
It's my go.
Whoa!
So she's still up. The woman who.
The sister is still up. Yes.
Get the bird.
Of course.
And I'm just gonna smack it.
You are raging. Would you like to recklessly attack it? It's got this
No.
big gaping hole. Oh, look at this big
wouldn't
hole
like to-
with its chest cavity exposed.
I have 3 fucking hit points though.
Yeah, but
It's probably less.
I don't want to be cautious.
What would barbarian?
What would
You're
barbarian
currently
aim
raging
at?
as well.
Yeah, if I go down though.
There's about
I'm still up.
3 devils on her shoulder right now. Go on. Go on. Do it.
Hey, shut up! I'm trying to read this.
What were
Him
you
right up.
Do it.
Shut the fuck up.
The podcast is.
Do it now.
Basically, yeah, it would have an advantage on attacks against you, although it goes just before you, so everybody else will get a turn before it goes again.
Ah, fuck it.
Yay!
What's your?
Good.
25?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
25.
Didn't get crit though, did I?
you hit. Get a crit, but how much damage?
8, 10.
So seeing this opening, you bring the hammer up and you can feel like your wounds, you can feel your muscles like tensed against this necrotic energy. You bring the howling gale up. You watch as lightning just kind of explodes out of your arms.
Yeah.
We
And
don't
you
see it, we're
smash the crystal inside of its body and it shatters and the whole thing just
Yeah.
And I get 5
collapses
hit
to the
points.
side.
Nice.
You immediately gain 5 hit points.
Oh, nice. Fuck you!
However, we are still in initiative
Yeah.
because we have some people down. Quill, I need you to roll a death saving
First of
throw,
the show!
Natural 20!
It's the worst, baby!
However, a bunch of you went down. Before we recover, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please, Quill, and
injury
Lucius,
table.
and Sentry.
Constitution.
Constitution saving throw for me,
Injury
please.
table.
Because this is for my new custom rules.
17.
6.
6, Sentry. And you roll a d20 for me.
Oh my god, you're
Oh my god. 19.
Okay. So you are lucky. A 19 is cuts and bruises. So your frame, your body, like your metal plates, like have severe scratches, or like parts of them have been pulled out from this pulse.
Yeah.
Like they've blown some of them off with the force of the blast.
Christ.
But yeah, apart from that, no lingering injuries. You rolled a natural 20.
On my death save.
You immediately stabilize.
On my death save.
Yes, you rolled a natural 20
Does
on
he
the
have
death
to
save.
roll for his constitution?
You still have to make the
I mean,
constitution.
yeah.
Yeah,
you get?
so I got a 13 on my.
That's fine. It's DC 10.
Oh, but I thought natural 20 on death saves was 2 successes.
Oh, you're right. It's 2 successes. I keep getting mixed with 4th edition rules.
I'm still down.
You're still
I'm
down.
still down.
But yes, it is 2 death throws. So,
Thanks for that, buddy.
It's all right.
can somebody just look up whether? Can somebody you take that and just check that for me? I'm pretty sure that's
Death
the case.
saves?
Yes. Yeah. So after Quill, Arvel he's like, I'll help the Guardian, and he rushes over and he's going to try a medicine check. He's like, actually, no, I don't know how you work. I'll go. And he actually is going to go to Lucius because he realizes he doesn't understand how they work. He's not a Landscar dwarf. So he goes over to Lucius and starts trying to patch his wounds. That's a natural 20 on the medicine check.
Nice.
Here they are. This is all of them.
Sentry.
Could not be moved.
Sentry. I need you to make what is called a death saving throw.
Oh.
So it's a d20.
Yeah.
You want a 10 or higher.
Okay.
You regain a hit point.
It's 10.
You succeed, so you're fine,
one
basically.
success.
Okay.
You have 1 success.
Yeah.
The way that this works, for people at home and for you, if you get 3 failed death saving throws, your character is dead. If you get 3
Okay.
successful death saving throws, you basically stabilize and you don't get any worse.
Okay.
So it's like, that's a good thing.
Nice.
So you are on 1 hit point.
I'm on 1 hit point, so I
So
do
you kind of like,
back on it.
you actually, in the flash moments of unconsciousness, you feel that pulse of thunder that you felt so long ago, and you see a flash of lightning, but this time there's no pain or searing or falling. Again, you just catch that glimpse of the vision you had.
Okay.
You see the city and what you'd seen before, and you just see that again. And then suddenly you're back into life, and you feel now the ship is in a very fast descent, but you come back in. Seeing your eyes waken, you see Sister Yusuf is like, I'll help the Guardian. And then she goes, she's going to cast Cure Wounds for 9 hit points.
Cool.
So you immediately stop making death saving throws. You are on 9 hit points. You just get
Okay.
healed straight back up to 9.
Okay.
And now that everybody is out of immediate danger, we drop out of initiative.
Ayla's just kicking the machine.
Yeah, the machine
kicking it.
is
Just really.
Is there any more around here? Anyone see anything?
Do we see
Make a perception check if you like.
the harness things that?
It's behind what appears to be like wooden slatted frames with a door.
Can I smash?
Are you not even going to open it? You're just going to go smash? Sure, you're raging technically still, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a strength check with advantage.
I'm just furiously sketching this thing, like just sketching it.
It's 19.
19.
Ayla just. Do you do it with a hammer or just with your foot?
But why not?
Ayla just like walks up, sees this door, just kicks it open. It breaks off the hinges and just shatters to the ground. Sister Yusuf, with her last remaining spell, will kind of go up. She's like, "You did a marvelous job here, Master Dwarf, but let me just." That's going to be 4 hit points. She's like, "May Siaska please heal?" And like you feel this kind of starlight wash over your body, and you are. Your eyes flutter away. Praise Siaska. Thank you.
I'm gonna start throwing the harnesses to people, and if there's harnesses.
I will go and fetch Corin and Vala. Please wait here. And then she rushes upstairs.
Is there any like crystal matrix left for me to kind of salvage or anything? Any
There's
bits I
shards, yeah. There's like bits of it, but
Like
like tiny
salvage
little
stuff.
bits. Yeah, like you get a couple of shards. You can write down
take a
some
couple.
shards. Yeah, sure.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself
Okay.
because I'm very injured, so I'll
Sure.
just wave a hand over
Yeah,
myself.
pretty
The only other room down here, now that Ayla is throwing out these things, you can see that there is basically like a kind of like rotating wheel connected to a series of ropes and pulleys, which kind of controls the cargo load, like the little platform that kind of comes off the ship. You do notice that there is one other room. It looks to be kind of sealed off. It has a very quite well engraved room with elvish runes and things on it. You think it might be the captain's quarters. But that is shut and
I
you would
can
assume
read
locked.
Elvish.
It basically says Elucendra's quarters.
Okay.
Can I kick it down?
Yeah, sure, you can make it on a strength check. Not an advantage that your rage would have gone off,
No, probably not.
this one's really sturdy. Like you're kind of feeling your muscles tire after that sort of battle.
Pretty hurt.
What are we doing? We're going to crash.
Arvel is like strapping on. He's
Yeah, I'm
like
pretty
it's like a
sure that's on.
backpack, and he's like he like takes his own backpack off, like basically starts roping it to his arms.
These
he's
are
like, "Wait."
useless if we have no escape point.
There's one right there.
Oh,
Big door.
Arvel's like rummaging through the boxes. He's like, "Where is it? Where is it? I gotta find it.
where's what?
My goods." He's like rummaging through things.
I've got like one of the straps of the backpack in my beak, and I'm like trying to put it into the one wing and like wrap it round.
I'll help Birdie. Birdie's okay. We'll help you.
Do you know how?
What? To strap him in?
Yeah.
It's just a backpack.
I know, but it's just
I just feel like I'm struggling to put a backpack on with one wing.
The ship lurches suddenly, and then now like there's that feeling of almost a moment of weightlessness, and then poof, everything comes slamming down, and now you begin to watch as the ship begins to tilt. Boxes begin
Everybody
sliding.
out!
You see the sister kind of holding the young girl's hands, like she stumbles down the stairs.
Do they have-
They're like moving towards them. Who
Can I-
currently only Quill, Arvel have them on. I'm guessing.
I was putting
you put
mine on.
yours on. You're gonna put one on. I'm guessing you all put them on.
Yeah.
So you all managed to get these backpacks on. You help the others. They strap them on. Yusuf helps the younger girl into hers, and then they're looking around like, what now?
Open the door.
Open, yeah, can we open
Arvel like will head up with you, and like he takes the other side. He has to kind of like stretch up a bit more than you, but you kind of begin rotating it, and the doors like start lowering. There is a kind of rush of air, but not a suck of air. You're too low for it to have like a vacuum effect, but you feel this like rush of air, and you can now see those. In fact, everyone make a perception check for me. Let's have everyone make perception checks.
18.
18,
9.
9,
10.
No, 14.
14.
come on. Perception.
Yep.
16.
Okay, so anybody who got above 15, you look out and you can see rushing up around you. You can see kind of like tall mountains covered in snow, and you feel suddenly there is an incredible impact on the side of the ship that lurches everything. It begins to spin violently, and you can now see all around you this kind of snow-tipped, extremely cold wind flowing in mountainside with fir, like pine tree and fir forests below you. It is late autumn, so you can begin to see most of them are dead or brown, or some of them, like the tops of the mountains, are covered in snow. But the thing is just spinning violently. You now have to kind of pull yourself to the launch pad. Anybody who's jumping out needs to make an athletics check. You are at disadvantage because of your one arm.
But it is like jumping into the air, and I am Aarakocra.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
I mean, it's a dive.
Okay,
isn't it?
yeah, I'll say you can have.
But it's like
you would normally
swimming
be at
with one arm.
disadvantage because it's like you're trying to pull yourself like where
Okay.
it's spinning, but you're actually you kind of think like if I let go at the right time, I'll just go out of the door.
Yeah.
So instead, you can make a intelligence check for me.
Okay.
Rather than athletics.
Natural 20!
Oh my god.
He's back.
I'm back,
everyone.
baby!
Athletics check for everybody else.
23.
Yes.
Can I cast levitate
Sure.
as an air ganassi?
You just can levitate yourself and like lower yourself
do that
down.
to the ship?
You can just literally. You wouldn't need the harness. You could just be like.
Everybody else has a harness, right?
Yeah. But there's 8 harnesses.
Okay.
So there is enough for.
I'm not
everyone.
taking
In
it.
fact, actually, no, there's not. There's 9 of you.
So with
you
levitate, I
can
would.
take
You
it.
don't need one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give mine to whoever.
You could basically jump out and then at a point go like, now,
Yeah.
and just.
I'll just be muttering calculations to
yourself down.
myself of like, okay, if I'm gonna win speed, and then just like step out of
Just give me an intelligence check.
intelligence.
So you got an natural 20, you got like super high on
23.
athletics. Athletics?
7.
7.
Oh god.
I want to quickly see if the captain and the first mate are all right.
They are up on the deck.
They all
Do you
right?
want to try and climb up into the
I
other
want to
decks?
try and climb up to the other deck
Okay,
to see
sure.
if they're all right.
So the ship is spinning violently, so I'm going to need you to make probably something like a dexterity check for me.
Ooh, okay, my deck
Because
is
it's
0.
like spinning all around.
There's a 1.
Okay, so at this point, so you pull yourselves out. You, as Lucius, as you're pulling yourself out, you are suddenly caught by a wind current. Your back is slammed. You are knocked unconscious.
Whoa.
As your body flies outwards, and you're sucked out into the free air. You jump out. You wait for the right moment, and then you just use your one wing.
Yeah.
You can't fly, but you can use the one wing to kind of guide yourself and.
Oh, nice.
As you fly out.
Cool.
The others, you watch as Sister Yusuf grabs onto the young girl and pulls herself up. Like you can see that she's actually looks like she's probably not athletic, but she's stronger than most. Maybe like a farmhand or a laborer, and she just throws herself out. The younger priest goes to do the same. He hits his head and is knocked unconscious as he's thrown out. Arvel is actually thrown back inside the ship and is pinned up against like a bunch of boxes. Sentry, you're trying to make your way to the top deck. You are also thrown inside the ship, and you are kind of like stumbled around. At this point, the rest of you watch as the ship is basically about to hit the tops of what appear to be small mountains, leading into a large pine forest on a very snow-covered kind of valley. Give me another dexterity check for you, and I'll make another one for Arvel.
Natural 20!
Yeah, what'd you get on the intelligence? 10? That's enough.
Okay. And then do you want me to roll?
You got a natural 20?
20.
Okay, so you want Arvel is still struggling. Like he's like literally pinned, and he's got boxes on top of him, and he's like, I can't get out, and he's like can't get it off of him. But you manage to kind of like right yourself, and you actually call Echo, and you kind of hold on to him, and you're kind of like pulling yourself along, and you can probably make it to. You can try and continue further on, or you can jump out to the platform. But you can see that the ground, like you're getting lower and lower in the ship.
Okay, is there a way I can grab Arvel and jump out?
I'd say with a natural 20, yeah, you can grab him and like you can just you're gonna basically throw him out and then try and jump out at the same time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you grab him, he's like, and then you launch out with him. All of you are thrown out into the open air. Some of you slightly higher, some of you slightly lower than the others. You watch the ship hit basically the top of like a large kind of snowy peaked mountain and split. The hull basically cracks and the two parts then shift, twist and turn and slam into this fir forest, this kind of snowy fir forest, scattering debris going everywhere. Lucius, you and the brother are currently unconscious and don't pull your cords. The rest of you are kind of free falling. What would you like to do?
Can we see them?
You can see that they are just like
Can I try and
flopping
like?
around.
Can I levitate towards Lucius?
Levitate is only up and down.
isn't it?
Could
Can I
I?
try and
dive?
angle myself towards? I don't know.
Which one do you want to go for? There's two of them. Okay, so you're both going to go for Lucius. So
Oh,
you
are
both
we?
angle down. It's a split
Do I
decision.
see him
It's a
going?
split decision second. You both start angling towards him. So you give me dexterity checks just to see if you can angle yourselves correctly. I'd say you can have advantage on this call because of your experience with flying.
Oh, nice. Just a dexterity.
22.
16.
16. You both manage to angle, but then obviously about halfway you realise you're both going for Lucius, but the brother is kind of distancing off. One of you can try it, but now it's going to be much harder to reach him.
In that case, I'll use a wing to veer.
What? Well then you do it.
Stop talking!
If you're talking at the same time, I don't know
Can I
what.
make like an insight check on her or something?
You don't need to this time, because you stopped yourself before you actually said what you were doing. The first time it was like, I'm going for Lucius, I'll go for Lucius. Okay,
I
you both
didn't
go
hear
for
him
Lucius.
say that,
And
otherwise
that's-
I wouldn't.
You
have.
wouldn't, you rushing wind.
Yeah.
But this time you kind of realise that you were both about to turn. Which one of you is going?
I'm going to go for Lucius.
You're going for Lucius, so you're going to try and divide
Sure.
off? Okay, so now you need to make another dexterity check to try and grab him. Luck.
21.
So you kind of tuck your arms in, you're getting very close to the ground, but you manage to snatch this brother, you yank on this kind of like leather toggle cord, and you watch as like from the back this kind of flap opens, some sort of release, and this big glide cough, almost like a glider on like wooden sort of like snap poles, erupts, and it catches the wind and he begins gently descending. You then also pull your own one, snap back. You manage to grab Lucius, pull the same thing, and then with your free hand once again, catch your own. You watch as Nova, just before she's plummeting to the ground, and then she kind of just sucks in and then just slowly descends to the ground.
From the chief.
Sentry, you and Arvel are thrown out, but you are extremely close to the ground. I would like you both to make dexterity saving throws for me.
Okie dokie.
Not you.
You need to
Sentry
roll
and
you doing for
Arvel.
That's right, I do.
Who's
I'm the
Arvel?
dungeon master.
18.
18. So
Nice.
you manage to correct yourself, and like you see the others, and you pull this thing, and you manage to grab on the struts and angle yourself. Arvel, however, he's like fumbling with it. He catches it, but a wind current like blows him away from the group, and you watch him just basically he careens into a bunch of tall trees and vanishes.
Oh no!
You manage to all group together, and you see down below. You can see this wide valley stretching out. You have a few seconds to survey the land, and then you find like an open clearing just shy of where the crash is going to land, and then you manage to descend. And here is the valley as you can see it.
So are we quite high up, high altitude in the mountains then?
You are now basically slowly drifting down, and you guys land around here.
Okay.
Do we know roughly where Arvel went?
Arvel went off somewhere around here.
Okay, cool.
Oh, so
I can mark it
not
like
super far from us, but
A.
Fuck.
There's a couple of things you notice. Quill, with your super high passive perception, you would recognize a couple of sights from up high. So, I'm just going to mark off some things here.
Well, that went well.
oh boy.
Am I unconscious? Or
Oh,
Yeah,
am
you're
I
still
coming
unconscious.
too?
Blissfully
No.
quiet.
Oh no.
So have you just like slammed into the ground?
I assume I just like
Face plant.
You left. The glider
legs
still
go
has
over
the
their
wind in
heads.
it.
yeah, just drags me in the
Picks you
snow.
up, smacks you down. In that case, I'm just going to remove my backpack, I suppose.
Probably drowning in the snow.
I'm chasing after Lucius. Oh, wait, come back.
I slip off a cliff edge.
One down. One lost to the parachute.
Just carries on going.
yeah. There we go.
This little corpse just like
Parachute just dragging them.
So, Quill, I'm going to give this to you, because you're the one that would probably see this from so high up with your Aarakocra vision. You notice a couple of sights. You see what appears to be maybe a temple or an observatory built quite high up into the mountains.
So to the west.
You spot a couple of what appear to be caves, like natural cave-like areas. You also see far off in the distance, and it's only through your incredibly observant Aarakocra eyes that you see this, what maybe is like an open space with a stone circle, or maybe like some sort of burial mound.
Okay.
And you also see a very faint plume of smoke from what appears to be maybe a campsite, or like somewhere where people have been building sort of shelters.
And I suppose I can
that.
also see the ship smashed into the ground. Not too
Yes.
Can we
far.
all
much
not,
so.
Can we see where that?
You can
that
all
is?
see the ship.
Yeah.
You can all see the ship, but only Quill notices these
Okay.
points from really high up because he has a 20 passive perception.
Welcome to being the Laura.
Oh, it's good. I like it. Could I see where Arvel landed?
You see the vague direction, yeah. You
Okay,
see.
so I can't actually see him at all.
It looks like because he's so small, he's like falling into the trees.
Oh no. Jesus.
And I suppose we have all landed.
Classic dwarf stuck up. My is it Dunmora, the World of Warcraft starting area?
Yeah.
It's a very kind of classic quest of some dwarf stuck in a parachute.
So we have all landed in that case.
Yeah.
Eventually, you all land. Lucius and brother Corin, you heard his name, are both kind of knocked unconscious, unharmed but unconscious. And it is incredibly cold. There's maybe not snow on the ground, but like the tops of the mountains were, and maybe like maybe like a faint dusting on the tops of trees, but a lot of the ground is kind of like just hard, dead autumn sort of like colorations, like dead grass, dead trees. Not fir trees don't die. But yeah, like you see like pine needles and stuff like that all around the place. There is like shrublands. You can hear animals. It sounds like the crash has probably scared most of them off. But there definitely looks to be like the makings of smaller game and things like that around here. And yeah, it just seems to be like a valley that you've landed in.
Could I make a guess, like, as to geographically where it could be?
Sure, you absolutely can. I think that would be a survival check.
At what point do I wake up?
I would say you probably wake up in about 10 minutes. Like, Sister Yusuf and the others probably like just kind of treat you, make sure you're okay.
1.
So the whole experience, the ship crashing, you weren't sure exactly like how long you were asleep before you got woken up. So you're not sure like how far inland you might have been, because you knew the vague path that your ship was taking, right? You were going to head to a city called Gold Throne on the continent of Suvona, where the ship was going to make a stop. Then you were going to head on to a Sky City called Gusthaven, which is your home city.
I don't suppose I can see that city from here?
No.
Okay.
Like, you're not sure
near.
how far from Gold Throne you are.
Oh, okay.
But you know that it was cutting across the continent of Suvona. You are on land, which means you must have made it to that continent. But where exactly that is, you don't know. None of you are from here, I believe. Unless we retcon that at a later date. But yeah, this is, you're in strange lands.
Ooh. Can I just sort of have a look around? I want to see if I can see any signs of something like dangerous animals, any kind of
Sure,
anything
yeah,
that could be a
survival
threat
check.
to us.
The name, Suvona.
Or perception
How do you
check,
spell
rather.
that?
Suvonna. Suvona.
17.
Thank you.
17. Yeah, being a wild elf, you're actually, this is the lowlands. This is the world you're accustomed to.
Flatland.
It's colder. It's colder than you normally are used to, and it doesn't look like you're anywhere near the coast. But you're wise enough, and you've traveled around enough that you can recognize things. You don't necessarily see you don't see any animals around, but you see signs of them. You see game track. There's probably things like elk, but you also see maybe boar droppings from the kind of texture and smell. You also think this is the kind of climate where bears will live, and also wolves.
Great.
What time is it?
So it is probably extremely early morning, 6, 7 a.m.
So this happened at the late.
Sun is just kind of it's late autumn, so maybe the sun is only just beginning to rise.
So long shadows, that sort of thing.
Yeah. North is the top of the map I've given you as well.
Is everyone okay?
I just levitated down. I'm fine.
Where's the bright one? Colourful.
You wake up probably after 10 minutes.
I had a terrible dream, Daddy. That we were in an airship and we crashed.
Oh, I can hear him.
He's over there.
It was awful.
It's fine. I wonder if he has his chest with him, because that would be really, really funny if he didn't. I'm not gonna lie.
I would assume you have your money on you, in your personal.
I have my sash pouch, which I put that in.
Yeah.
Obviously, Daddy's chest was on the airship somewhere.
So all
I
of
didn't grab
your
that.
extra clothes, all of your little
My different
luxuries.
We're moving out of autumn and
You
into winter, and I didn't have my winter fashion.
No, you have no winter clothes. None of you have
No
winter
furs.
clothes. The priestess rushes over to her friend. She's like, Karn, please come on. You must wake up. And you can see her telling. He's like, Yusuf, what's happening? Where? And he looks around. He's like, oh, by Siaska, the crash. It was real. And he looks around. Is Vala all right? And you can see the girl is hugging her knees, sat on a log. I'm fine.
Can I send Sentry,
You're sent.
Echo? I'm Sentry. Can I send Echo over and try and get Echo to cheer her up a little bit?
She looks at it quite curiously and what do you make him do? A little dance?
A little dance,
Yeah.
beep, 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 beep.
He's he can make noises. He makes yes or no noises.
Yeah.
I guess it would be woo woo. He makes a little woo woo when it's happy and woo woo when it's sad. So he's woo 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 woo, and he's doing a little sort of floating thing, spinning around. And you can see that she's kind of cracking a smile at it, and she's just this thing is amazing. And like she goes to touch it and he kind of like bobs away and then she kind of like touches it, like taps his like little glass eye. Incredible. She's just quite fascinated. She's like 14, 15, so she's not like a little kid, but yeah, she's kind of like amused by it, like, oh, this is kind of cool. But the sister turns to you and she's just like, I know that we likely still have a lot of things to deal with, but thank you so much for everything you did on the ship. I don't know what we would have done if you all had not been there. If there's any way that myself or Corin can help you, we'd be grateful. I'm afraid that we may have to rely on you a bit longer. I don't know what we're going to do out here. And she kind of looks around.
Well, I believe a good first point is to investigate the ship, look for survivors.
Dwarf. There was a dwarf.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes. I did not learn his surname, but Mr. Arvel, he was very useful. We must obviously return the favor and assist him.
Well, I think I saw him landing in this direction. I point to the east, I suppose. In the clump of trees. He'll be high up, probably.
Should we take any? Are you all well? I mean, my divine energies have gone for the day, but I am capable of carrying on.
Fortunately, mine too.
Yeah, I'm on 3.
Oh, okay.
5.
6.
9.
I'm walking around in circles, closing my eyes really tightly, and then, nope, I'll wake up in a minute. This isn't real. This isn't happening. Daddy.
Is there snow on the floor?
Not quite. It's cold, so it's like hard, maybe like a little bit frosty, but not snow. Yeah, it's late autumn. It's not winter. You think that if you were here in winter, this place would be covered in snow. But it is incredibly cold. Even early in the morning, there's like a really bitter wind here, and you're kind of being sheltered by the mountains and the woods. But when you do catch the wind, it's hot, like incredibly bitter. It's like biting, freezing. Even Sentry, you don't breathe or eat, but you can still feel cold, and you can feel the wood beginning to tighten and creak every time this wind kind of blows through you.
I'm going to go over to Ayla and say, I'm sorry, I know this isn't much, but I will cast resistance on her. So at least she can have extras on saving throws.
For 1 minute.
For 1 minute, and I'll just stand by her and just every now and then just keep like touching her shoulder, like.
Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me.
Okay, fine.
Please don't touch
I
me.
won't cast it then.
If any trouble happens, sure. But I mean, how you following me around, just touching me? No.
Okay, I'm just trying to help.
No.
Fine.
Not real. Not happening.
Oh, it's happening.
Look, it's the big guardian in my dreams. Wonderful. You've got horrible things all over you. Let me just. I cast mending a little bit.
You can mend some of the patches, but some of them were blown off and lost in the ship crash.
Such a vivid,
so you've kind of got like
vivid
dents,
dream.
like things are ripped off. But some of the scorching and stuff like that, you can kind of watch as it begins to mend.
Actually, you're quite strong, right?
I am.
Punch me in the face, and then I'll wake up, and I'll be back.
I do not think
I
that
can
is a
punch you in
good
the face
idea.
if you want.
I do not.
Right here,
You
please.
have already suffered a terrible head injury.
Really?
You should not. No more.
Very good. The nightmares always have that big crash ending, and then I wake up, and I'm like in my pajamas.
I will not. She just slaps you around the face. Like,
Oh no.
this is not a dream, sir. I'm sorry, but you are stuck in this and the rest of us. I am Sister Yusuf. This is Corin, and that is my ward, Vala. If we should take a rest then, all of you seem to be injured. This has been quite an ordeal. We should take a moment. I'm sure that Mr. Arvel, wherever he is not in immediate danger. We have enough time to take a short
Arvel.
break.
I think he may be dangling from a tree.
And he is not going anywhere.
True.
And perhaps
Yeah,
he
he's a
may...
bit too high to reach for wolves and stuff.
Wolves.
Wolves? Corin, the male priest, is like, I'm sorry, did you say wolves?
Yes, possibly bears too.
That seems right. This seems about the right.
We should
time for
maybe
that.
It's
try
the
and
wrong
find
decision
some
to
shelter.
leave. Why did I leave the scouts?
Yeah, I'm regretting that too.
After that, I'm going to make
Sky
a
ships.
perception check. and
I was
just see if I
heading
can hear-
home.
Suck.
Can I hear any wolves or bears? I rolled a 21.
21, you can hear like... No, I'd say you don't hear anything actually. Most of the animals probably would have been scared off, and you're quite far away from like the airship crash. You reckon it's probably like, maybe like 30, 40 minutes ahead of you? Like, it's quite a big trek, it's a big valley.
While this is going on, I'm just going to take my notebook and my quill and just kind of go up to Sentry and just be like, this is probably the wrong time for this, but how does this work? You've sustained some injury there, and do you need like mechanical rebuilding, or does that just grow back?
My natural injuries under my wood would naturally heal, but my exterior would need some engineering.
It doesn't look like it's mechanical like clockwork, but things like like smithing and
Yeah.
masonry. Like you can see that her armor isn't just metal. There are actually like bits of stone, like carved stone like elements to her form. But things like her metal faceplate, there are like clearly metal armored segments and things. And she does wear physical armor, like a tabard, like a chainmail kind of suit of armor as
Do you
well.
bleed?
No,
No?
not really. No.
Okay, so do spells work? How does spells work on you?
I can't remember. Am I resistant to spells, or is it?
As in healing.
No.
Like how did
So I just did mending, right?
Yeah.
And that did something.
Mending fixes like the metal and stone,
Just
but the
cosmetic.
wood you notice didn't fit. Like there are like torn sort of ligaments in the wood, and when you cast mending, that didn't affect it. But you did notice when the priestess healed you that the wood reacted to the magical healing, and that seemed to bind it almost like sap, almost like blood, kind of like scarring tissue and things like that.
Cool.
That's how you work.
Yeah.
I'm going to, in a daze, wander back to my parachute, kind of curl up in a ball in it, and just is a mound with me inside. You just hear
You just
some
crawl inside the parachute
And you just hear
on the
some
hard ground.
gentle sobbing.
Okay, and you watch him. I believe that the high elf will be out of our. I think he needs a moment.
He can have several moments, it's fine.
This will be my short rest.
Sure. You can take if you want to spend an hour sobbing, I will count that as a short rest. So reminders for
going
you guys,
anywhere.
the way short rests work is you can spend hit dice. So each class has a different value of hit dice. So it might be a d6 or a d10 or a d8. You roll that and you add your constitution modifier to gain hit points back.
So if you tap short rest at the top there, scroll back to the top,
Okay.
you see short rest.
Yep.
So it will show you that you can roll
Ah,
d10s
cool. D10.
plus 2.
Plus 2.
And you've got 2 of them because you're level 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
And roll
So-
it twice.
Yeah.
You
Awesome.
need to.
So what hit points?
I'm at 9.
So you can spend some of those now. If you take a short rest, you can regain some of your own hit points. And
Cool.
then your hit dice come back when you take a long rest. You get half your level back in hit dice when you take a long rest.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm
you could
like-
spend one, and then you know that when you take a long rest, you'll get one back.
Okay, cool.
But if you're really desperate for hit points, you could spend both.
16.
Cool.
So is that something you would like to do?
Yeah, I think
refreshes
I'll
all your
take a short
spells for you.
rest.
Yeah, it does your spells
So
and everything.
D10 is this one.
Yeah.
So it's that
You
plus
just do
2.
hit dice yourself.
So you get 6 back. That's one of your hit dice spent. So I think you can just tick the box and it'll
Okay.
mark it off. And then you need to heal yourself manually, I think.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's 6.
6 hit points.
13
Lovely.
of, 26 total.
Nice.
I'm fully healed.
So you can do that
Okay.
again if you wanted, or you can play it safe and
I'll
not.
play it safe.
It's only
Yeah,
2
I'll
higher
keep
than
it
what
for
you
now.
currently have.
After what happened just now.
Hit dice.
What's that?
After
level
what
2.
happened just now with the whole
Yeah.
nasty
Level
things.
2, innit?
And it takes an hour for a short rest. So,
Okay.
and that's the idea that you're active. You're not sleeping. You're like sitting there eating. You're maybe doing something like you might just take a moment to sit there quietly and just kind of let yourself breathe. Hit points don't necessarily always represent like cuts and wounds. It can also be just running out of stamina, running out of energy. It could be like a minor injury, like you kind of like bent your knee in the wrong way and it just needs to give it a bit of a stretch or something like that.
Cool.
So it's just non-strenuous actions in a short
Yeah.
rest.
Oh yeah, good
I might
point.
just like sit on a rock
But you get
and
them
shut
back
my
as a
eyes
short
and then
rest
you just
'cause
like
you're
You watch like the metal plates come over the eyes
Yeah.
and you just see this faint glowing
Plug
from
yourself
inside.
in.
Recharge.
charging.
Well, yeah, Guardians, when they take long rests, they don't sleep. They power down for 4 hours. They're just like...
Low power mode.
Yeah.
Like R2 in Force Awakens.
Yeah. So you're all taking a short
Yeah.
rest, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just do some rolls back here.
Oh, cool.
I'm in a
Aaron's dead.
trance-like state under a parachute.
Okay. So an hour goes by. You see the sister and the priest Yusuf and Corin basically huddle around with Vala, and they seem to be talking. You can see that they have packs and they kind of bring out like little rations. They have like little kind of like half biscuits and things like that. But anybody who's got like a passive perception of over like 13 probably hears them like, "We don't have enough rations if we need to make our way to civilization. Like, what are we going to do? Do you think that they'll be able to help us? They seem to be willing to help us so far. We just need to trust and hope that Siaska will show us a way. But yes, it would not hurt for us to think about trying to find game, make sure that we find fresh water, that sort of thing.
So I suppose we all pretty much hit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'd
I
imagine
think
so.
so.
I got a 13 passive.
Yeah, so yeah. Anybody who's got like a decent wisdom would probably hear it.
The parachute
13.
is slowly
Not
moving.
over.
I'm just thinking about stuff.
Parachute's slowly moving
Like this
back
shape,
to the
like a
group.
ghost.
Just I'm crawling with the parachute on me back.
It's like really horrible hard ground. Like occasionally you put your hand down, there's like pine needles in your hands and
you
stuff.
just hear these like muffled like.
oh, please, Daddy.
It's better that he gets used to it now because, you know, might be a while away.
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
You
It's
can
okay.
walk, yes?
Yes. I don't want to.
You're just going to ruin your clothes, though.
Oh, good point. I've taken my glovies off. Don't want them in the brambles.
Are you still in your pajamas?
No,
you
I
got
changed.
Nice change.
Good.
My pajamas are lost.
I
just remembered that.
Tragic.
Tragedy.
They were so fetching too.
Well,
Really represented you as a person, I feel.
So,
Thank
yes.
you.
So you
Yeah.
They were
only have
tailored.
what you had on your persons.
Sentry, this is not too
What you
different
have
to when I found you, actually.
No,
I've done this once before.
Really?
Do it again.
we can. I'd say we have two options. We can find Arvel, and we can save him, or we can go and prioritise food and water, survival.
Can we not split up and do both?
Surely there'd be some supplies around about where the ship landed. I think we should
I
make our
imagine
way
so.
there.
Also,
If
the
any
big angry
survived,
one.
yes, I'm
I
sure
think we
that
should
there
go
will
there.
be.
Yeah, the big angry one. She mentioned bears and wolves.
The big angry one.
Yeah.
Fair.
They have a lot of meat on them.
Sorry.
You know what?
There's
What
a lot
else
of
is
meat.
big and angry?
How, actually, that's the point.
Bears.
Oh god, they are.
How tall is Ayla? Is Ayla quite tall?
I don't know if she's as tall as Lucius, because
Lucius is,
high
like,
elves are a
huge,
little
right?
bit taller.
Like-
I'm pretty much 6 foot, so I'm not huge, but I'm
maybe
taller
like
than average.
maybe like 5'10".
Okay, so a little bit shorter.
Also,
Nova's quite short, right? Or
Short ass, yeah.
yeah.
I'm probably about the same size as Nova, actually. So anything
And then
is
Sentry.
pretty much big.
How tall do you see Sentry being?
I imagine it being quite tall.
Like
quite-
over 6 foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably the tallest.
So you're the tallest
Yeah.
one out of all of us. So you're like the big metal matron.
Big. Yes.
The big metal matriarch.
Well, you're not huge though. You
No.
are
no,
still
she's
quite-
slender. She has like an elven build, but she's tall.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
And you can see that the front of her shield has a very distinct design. And while the rest of like Sentry is like has like moss patches and like flowers and vines and stuff, the shield looks immaculate. Like it looks like it's brand new still, and it has this very elaborate design, which actually none of you recognize.
I'm going to actually start. I'm going to pull out a sheet from my cartographer's kit and start sort of mapping the area from what I remember of that. And I imagine that's this, but it's just so I have that. And at the same time, I'm going to like get my compass, which is on my chest.
That's good because I was actually going to take that away next session and be like, yeah, how much do you remember?
Oh, okay. Well,
So if you start
I
like,
just want to
doing it now,
actively.
yeah.
Like, do you want me to make a check to see
No,
how much?
no, you're a contra. This is what you used to do. This was all your training that you spent in where you grew up
It's
and
all
everything
down
else.
to you.
Okay.
Like this was what you did. You were a messenger. You were training to be a messenger, like making these kind of maps, like
cool.
detailing your area. This is what Quill does.
Nice. Well,
You just can't fly anymore.
I'll keep this map then.
Yeah. But
and
any notes you just make on it yourself,
Yes.
basically.
Okay. And I was say, I'll be honest. After all of that, I've kind of lost my appetite. I think I'm good for no food for a bit. So maybe the hanging dwarf is probably the best choice.
Do we think that we can catch him on the way, or should we proceed directly to the crash site?
I mean, he's roughly on the way, right?
Not
Veering off.
well. No, the ship is to the north, and he is off to the west. We'll have to make a very dedicated route.
We must get Harville.
We must.
He's a hardy man.
He did seem to. He helped us. I would hate to not help him.
It's only fair.
Can't leave him hanging.
He's not that far from us, surely.
Oh, I see what you did there. Because he's hanging in a tree. You told a joke.
Yes. Yes.
When she says that, she means that in the most genuine way, but she's like dissecting it. Like she's not saying it sarcastically. She's like just working it out.
Oh.
You did a pun. That yes, I like that.
Yeah, kind of ruined it when you explained it, but
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I just got it. Oh, that's wonderful. That really brought me out of my mood. I flip it off.
The young girl just kind of like looks around. It's just her eyes kind of go wide. She's just like, wow.
Ayla's just like, I am never getting on an airship ever again.
I just like tap her on the shoulder, my eyes just like glint at her. I'm like,
or a play on
well,
Yes.
here we go.
Yes. He said hanging
Yeah,
around.
absolutely. So, while those two are conversing,
Anyway.
Vala looks up at you, and you can see you're the first person who's really kind of gotten up close to her. She has incredibly violet eyes, very unusual for a human. She's like dark skin, black hair. She's kind of wearing like dark clothing, but you can see another one of these holy symbols of Siaska. And she kind of like, she's got these incredibly violet eyes, which almost kind of like are similar to the color of your glowing ones. And she looks up and she's just like, so you're a sentry, you're a guardian, right?
That's correct, yeah.
They taught me about you at the temple, but I didn't think I'd ever see one. And she's just kind of... And the axe, when you used it, that was some sort of energy that you summoned? What kind of magic is that? Is that like a wizard, or...?
No, that's my, because, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything.
It would probably be from the Matrix, to be honest. The
Okay.
actual Matrix is like the power
Matrix,
source. So,
okay.
because you're not a paladin, like you're not a paladin of a certain god.
Okay.
Yours is more of an oath to a country.
Okay.
But that power source is what powers things like your divine abilities and
Okay,
spells
cool.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's just like, wow, and she just kind of like, yeah, she seems to, yeah, she's just like kind of very interested in you.
Okay, cool.
Nova's like
Can I-
stalking them
can I ask
side,
her
but
about,
watching as well.
Her, the god of like Siaska, like,
Yeah. What'd you ask her?
is Siaska still alive? Is she still present?
Vala's eyes kind of go wide. I was just raised in the temple. Yusef and Corin are more that, but the one thing I do know is no, Siaska died at the end of the Dark War.
Oh yes, she snuffed it. Quite awful.
She died. Starbane, the legendary, the tyrant Starbane, he came down to Aerois from the dark beyond, and she gestures up to the sky, and he killed her. She kind of looks, she looks confused at why you'd be asking that. Is this some sort of test?
This is
and then Corin and
centuries.
Yusuf like look at each other and they're like, they shake their heads.
She's the Crail now.
Like, I'm just like, oh, and I'm like,
Because there's no emotion as well.
I'm just like, my eyes just like dull, and I'm just like, but she was alive. I remember her. Like, my city used to pray to her. She used to visit.
You were alive before the Sundering?
I was alive
Unbelievable.
during the sun.
That's
Sundering?
centuries old.
What's the
Yusuf-
sundering?
Yusuf kind of steps forward. She's like, I was aware that some guardians, you must have been inactive for a long time, I'm afraid, dear guardian. The sundering was, well, Aerois is not one land anymore, it is many, split up by a sea. Telecus, the Earth Warden, he, enraged at Siaska's death, he plunged his spear into the earth and shattered the land. It split it apart. Starbane was driven back up into the stars and beyond. Siaska's last act of a goddess was to seal him away, but no, I'm sorry. Have you only recently been awoken? Has nobody told you this?
I've only been awake for about 2 weeks.
She looks over to you.
It was not really me that awoke her. It was a very quiet camp, and then 2 purple eyes, and then she woke up next to me.
And you did not... Forgive me, it's not my place to judge. There are perhaps some things you should have discussed with her before finding out here, now.
She never asked. She asked a lot of questions, namely what I was.
I suppose, yes, your race had not been brought to Aerois by that point.
So she had a lot of questions more about me and Hesper than Siaska.
I will do my best to give you answers, my dear guardian, but perhaps we can do that on the way. There's a lot to tell you about.
But have you heard of Solvin? Is Solvin?
Solvin? She looks around like, I'm afraid I've not heard of this place. Is that a city or a...
Solvin was my home. Well, is my home.
I'm afraid...
Can I do a history check?
Yeah, sure. Whoop! Everyone can make a
19.
check if you want. 19?
Oh, I'm actually proficient at something.
Are we
16.
near Solvin?
16.
I think all I know is what she would have told me before.
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Lucius, there is something, when you were at school, maybe it was in like an old book of legends. Maybe like kind of one of those things, like we talk
Did
about
my
Atlantis.
nanny tell me?
Yeah, probably, actually.
Yes.
You know how like we have stories of Atlantis, like the fabled city of technology that vanished? There is this legend of a place, and you barely, like, the name wasn't even there, but you remember it being a place of great technology. They were one of the main cities that made Guardians. And after the Sundering, it just vanished. It was swallowed up by the earth or the sea. Nobody knows where it is or was. The records of it have been lost. Some of the old libraries in the Sky Cities may know, but it was, yeah, like, but you have this vague recollection of it, and it sounds like that's maybe what Sentry's talking about. But you don't know where it is or, like, what happened to it. And yeah, they just kind of go quiet as there's this kind of, like, the Sister Yusuf just is like, I'm so sorry, and she kind of like puts her arm on your shoulder and looks to the rest of the group. So while they're having that conversation, what are you guys doing?
I would have been listening. I would have been writing that
So you're just all listening in?
down.
Yeah, I was listening
Yeah.
intently.
Okay.
Surveying the land, making sure that
Any information
tartans
about Sentry, I'm
Quill.
there.
In the distance,
Oh no.
probably in the direction, maybe about a few miles north, you just hear a faint. But it's you barely hear it, so it's quite far away.
Okay. Was the ship on fire when it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There was the whole top deck seemed to be like
Yeah.
on fire.
Ayla?
Ayla.
Ayla. Sorry, Ayla. Did you hear that? Did you hear? It was like a. I don't really know exactly what it was. Ooh.
Oh, the wolves.
Oh, it's a wolf.
Yeah, they'll be coming.
Oh, good.
I'm just gonna like tighten the bit of tartan on my belt, make sure it's still okay, and then which way are we going? Are we going for the dwarf,
What?
the ship? Because we need to do something and get some kind of shelter, or you'll probably get eaten by wolves. Just being honest.
Apparently, I read somewhere that if you get attacked by wolves, you should drop down into a little ball and appear submissive so that they don't eat you. Or that could be bears, I can't remember.
They're probably still
I
gonna
mean,
eat you.
Lucius is
I'm not-
halfway there.
I think I read something
I've
as
practiced
well
that.
about punching bears in the throat to stop them eating.
What?
You. But then that might be wolves.
We don't
I
want to
can't
be in
remember.
punching throat distance of a
Or you can
bear.
just kill them. I mean, then they won't eat you.
I'm following the big wild elf.
Wolves
Who
are
is
quite
smaller than
fascinating, actually.
She's bigger, like arm-wise.
Sentry, did they have wolves and bears back then?
Not from what I recall. Solvin was a very peaceful place.
Solvin.
It is.
It's fantastic. That's a legend. That's not real.
Anyway, just saying, I'm gonna start moving so that I don't get eaten or have to fight things.
Well, in
But
that
if
case,
you guys want to stick around, then
Do you fight wolves in your spare time? Out of
I
interest?
mean, my clan has had to. If they encroach on your territory, you can't.
Lead the way.
Ayla, was it?
Yes.
I would very much like it if we could. Well, my vote, if we are taking votes, is to rescue Mr. Arthur. He helped us.
Dwarf,
I
then.
believe that he should be helped.
in
You'll
that
be an
case-
extra person that can shoot bears before they are in throat punching distance.
I like extra fighters. He had a good crossbow. We should go after
You might
him.
have
The
lost
reason
it.
that
but
perhaps having him on board would be useful.
Have you lost
He
the
seems to be
crossbow, then
quite
there's no
well
use.
travelled as well.
He's well travelled.
Does that mean that he can punch something really hard?
I assume
a
so.
club.
Yes, he had a club.
Okay, we can go and find the dwarf then.
You did see him, like, his crossbow wasn't like a shoulder harness, so it was still on him
Okay.
when the glider popped, so.
I was on
Dwarf man then.
So you're going to head that way?
Yeah.
Yep.
And also
Okay.
point the direction.
So, you all begin trekking your way through this woodland. I would like somebody to become the lead, the kind of like lead guide. Looks like it's been voted to be
He
Ayla.
knows where it is, not me.
yeah.
technically.
I've kind of got the map.
Okay,
and the
well, you
I
guys
can
work
stick
together.
next to him, but
So one of you two make a survival check with advantage as you're assisting each other.
I can.
I mean, okay. Mine
18.
would have been better.
18.
Okay, what's your
Mine was
survival?
way better.
So
Too late.
Mine would have been 23.
Yeah, his is better.
it was better, but you rolled. So Ayla begins leading you, but she does a great job with Quill kind of like saying like he kind of seems to orientate himself occasionally and goes like this way, points the direction. Ayla manages to guide you. You're making your way, and you basically try and stick to paths where there's not like lots of scrubland, so it doesn't take you longer. You try and avoid like any areas where you think there might be dangerous wildlife. Like you try and avoid things like streams where bears might be fishing or something like that. And you manage to get there in good time. If you can just pass me the map, or just let me show it to me for a second. Yeah, it would probably take you, with that survival check, you don't get lost. It probably takes you about 20, I'd say, no, it'd probably take you about an hour to reach Arvel.
Oh, really? This map is huge.
Yeah, it's a big fucking valley. It takes you about an hour to reach the area where you saw Arvel go down. And when you arrive, you see this kind of like harness all built up into the thing, but you can see Arvel's not in it. It looks like he crashed up into a tree line, and then you can see what appears to be like a sawn through harness, and then he probably had maybe a 10, 20 foot drop. And you can then see like broken branches and drag marks leading away. And you begin to hear cries of like, "Don't you fucking come any closer, you pointy-eared bastards! I'm gonna nail you!" And it's coming from a short distance off into
I
the
think
way.
he's that way.
Do we hear any animals then?
No, don't hear any animals.
Bears have pointy ears.
You hear like a twang. Oh, God damn.
I think he's trying to fire at me, and I'm grabbing my ears.
He doesn't fire at you.
Can I do a divine sense?
Yes. What's the range on that?
60 feet.
60 feet.
Is it too?
I'd say I would say you don't, not within that range, but you get the sense that there are some fey creatures roundabout near where Arvel is.
Okay.
He's like maybe 100 odd feet away, but you get a vague sense, not like a strong sense, like a divine sense.
All right, this might be bad, guys.
Towards him.
Just a heads up.
So you guys begin making your way over there. Are you doing it quietly, or are you going to just walk normally?
I mean, if he's shooting at something, he's in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but trying to be quiet will make it so you go
Makes it
slower.
slower.
So are you just going to kind of go in there full speed and try and get to him quickly, or are you going to take your time and try and, sneak up on whatever's
Can we do
attacking you?
stealth check?
Yeah, stealth checks if you move quietly.
Okay.
Cool.
12.
17.
Just tell me the lowest.
5.
There you go.
So you begin trying to think. Yusuf, Corin, and Vala will basically say like, "We'll stay back. I am no use without my spells, and Corin is not a fighter." So they hold back. So it's just the 5 of you. You begin making your way, crouching down, keeping low in the scrubland. It takes you a little bit of time, and you see Arvel desperately, he's got like a couple of logs that it looks like he's pulled towards himself, and he's kind of crouched down behind him. His leg looks pretty badly broken, and like he splintered it himself with some rope and wood. And he's got his crossbow, and he's desperately jamming bolts in to load it. And just on the edge, and you can see there are 2 with what appear to be like hunting short bows. They look like wild elves, kind of similar to Ayla, but they have pale white skin, and their clothing is all ragged with like white fur, grey kind of colours and camouflage all over their bodies. Like they've kind of face painted themselves to kind of blend in with the kind of like more natural terrain, like muddy browns and like greys and stuff. And they've got 2 of them, and they occasionally fire, but you can see they're not aimed. They're kind of just keeping him pinned down. What you do notice is 2 more moving around and coming up behind him. And just as you get there, you see one of them kind of raise up, fire an arrow, thuds into Arvel's side, and he kind of goes limp. And that's when Sentry, you kind of cry out, and your hand pulls a branch, snap, and the 4 elves look around to you. And that's where we're going to finish today. Not a major, a little bit of a cliffhanger, a little bit. Just
Combat to combat. Oh, boy.
Well, it's a dangerous world.
It is dangerous.
I'm out of spell slots.
Nothing
Gonna
left.
kick things off with
I
a
got all my
bang.
spells back.
Wow.
What, really? Short
Are there any of them
That
healing?
was awesome.
'Cause
Yeah.
So, do you guys enjoy that?
Yes. What a good
Much
start.
so.
I hope you all enjoyed that back at home. We're going to read some donations. I also have to
You're
give
going to
out
give the
solution.
puzzle solution.
Yes.
So, the solution to this one. So if you've gone on to brilliant.org, this is actually based on a puzzle they had on there already, so you could have easily gotten the answer. But the solution is this. If you open the chest labeled copper, if it's labeled correctly, we're done, though that's just luck. So that's minimum of 1 you have to open. Otherwise, you'll find either silver, gold, or platinum. In any of these cases, we know that either that the chest made of silver, gold, or platinum must also be made of a different metal to their contents. If the first open box had silver inside, then the silver chest is incorrect, etc., etc. So no matter the circumstances, after opening 1 chest, we're down to 2 remaining chests that must be the true chest. Open either one of them. If it's made of the same metal as what's inside, you found it. If it's not, then you know it must be the other one. So the minimum is 2.
Yes.
Hey.
I got that right.
Did you get it? Yeah. Nice.
Awesome.
Good job.
You get it.
But mainly out of blind luck.
But yeah, so that's it. And there's loads of like hints on how to do those kind of logic puzzles and stuff on there.
Cool. And there'll be one a week whilst we have the
One a week.
sponsor.
Yep. I'm going to be doing a new D&D puzzle for you every break during the week. Some of them might be pre-recorded videos because I'll have visuals and stuff. We also, at the end of each stream, we read out donations that have been sent via the Yogscast Twitch channel. We don't have donations set up on the High Rollers channel, but you can sub to us there.
Sort of. There's
There's
Same
bits,
links.
there's cheers, but we don't read those out, unfortunately. But if you would like to sub, you do get cool emotes, and it does support us. But we like to read out donations from the Yogscast Twitch at the end of the stream, little messages.
Big
Hopefully,
thank
there's not a
you.
million of
Yeah,
them.
big
'cause
thank
we
you.
get a
Yeah,
little
big
time.
thank you before everyone heads off to D&D Beyond and Brilliant.org for the sponsorships.
Thank you.
Super awesome to actually be able to have sponsors, and you guys watching are how we can do things like this.
Yes.
And so
And that's the thing, is
thank
like,
you.
the more of you watching, the sponsors are going to be happy and stuff like that. And sponsors for us do a lot of things, like we're going to be able to buy like things like more Dwarven Forge, we're going to be able to like,
Yes.
we can bring people like
Prove it
Rhiannon
for
on
you.
board, which
Cool
helps us
minis.
like have a cool, player cast, and do more cool stuff for you guys.
Also, a big, huge thanks to everyone just watching right now.
Yeah.
Tuning in for
Yeah.
episode 1.
Big thank you
you.
to all the people that helped like promote the stream as well. We have a lot of support from like Critical Role. Oh, congratulations to Laura Bailey and Travis
Laura
Willingham
and
for their
Travis.
baby.
Hey,
Ronan.
little babu.
Huge congratulations on that. But yeah, big thank you to everybody who retweeted it and helped us promote the new campaign.
You're all the best.
Appreciated.
Thank
right.
you very much.
I'm going to read some of these out. Sunken Planets has donated. Thank you very much. Good luck for the new campaign. Really enjoyed campaign 1. It was full of great moments. Nice to have the YouTube channel as well. It's nice to have your stuff in one place. VOD Squad represent. Thank you very much. Nightjar. That lovely Nightjar. Ah, it's here. Holy shit, you guys, I've been so excited all month. My family have been staying this week and I made them rearrange dinner plans so I can be here. Wouldn't miss this for the world. Welcome to the fam at Rhiannon.
Oh, thank you guys for welcoming
very
me. It's been
much.
super nice. Love you guys.
How awesome was Rhiannon today?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
Super great character too. The North House donated. These 10 past days of filming with so much hype now allow me to join in on your new adventure. Thank you very much. Zavith has donated a Hondo! Hype dono. Here's to an amazing future. I'm super interested in how you're going to mold the mix of sci-fi and fantasy, and I can't wait for more. There'll be more of that. We're starting off in the Lowlands. We're going to introduce some of the more
I like
weird
starting
stuff.
low,
Yeah, exactly.
as in literally low and low level.
Let me swing this over
Amongst
to
the
Katie.
peasants.
Wait, whoa, Byronical has said, "Hey Rollers, I'm very much looking forward to the new campaign, and I'm determined to watch every week live. I was only able to donate a few times in the last campaign, so I'm determined to up that as well. I'm here to stay. Thank you very much."
No
Jerking
pressure.
off to Trot has said, "Hype Rollers. After a time of waiting and drought, there is more Chris Trout. I've missed you all, and I cannot wait for the endless tales you'll be telling about Aerois. P.S. Welcome, new adventurer. You look lovely."
There.
Thank you very much. All Around has donated with no message, but thank you very much. Space has donated. "Can you guess why I'm especially hyped for this campaign?
Yeah.
I'm literally in space, flinging orbiting dicks so hard retrograde they deorbit and smack Trot right in his beautiful elven face, all while I scream space into the soundless
That was a
void."
half
Like
Hondo
to,
as
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scout the Soldier, "Hey High Rollers, I'm donating for the first time today and I've enjoyed you all since the beginning. I truly can't wait for this new season of High Rollers. Thank you very much." Vanguard Badger has half hundo again.
hundo!
Thank
Oh
you
my
very
God.
much. Jeez. Saying super hyped, good luck guys, and welcome Rhiannon.
Thank you
I'll
so
pass on
much.
to Tom.
Sassy Derpy Muffin. I've spent the last week trying to catch up and finish the Lightfall campaign, and I finished the finale yesterday.
Oh,
so
wow.
the feels are still super fresh,
Wow.
and I need to express them. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the
Thank
new
you.
world.
Wow. Thank you very much for watching through all of that as well. Pretty cool.
Blimey.
Bowmaniac, a quarter hundo. So here we are in our whole new world. $10 says Kim sings this time too. Welcome
Well.
to the team, Rhiannon. Looking
you.
forward to 25% more antics.
Oh,
You want me to sing a whole new
guaranteed.
world?
Is that the right
A
percentage?
whole new world. There you go,
There you
that's
go, that's another
$10.
$10. Sassy Turkey Muffin has donated again with, "I wanted to tell Mark and Chris this when I saw them OC at Empire, but social anxiety is a bitch. Y'all are the only reason I first got the confidence to start D&D, and I've never looked back. I made some incredible friends and experiences from it all.
Amazing, man.
Awesome.
Subject Delta 814. Hello, first time watching live. Currently watching on LARP gear for this weekend for my new character. So excited. He comes from a faction that everyone hates. I have a question, Mark, about the old campaign. Sorry, but was Trixania based on the best pony Trixie?
The great and powerful Trixiana was indeed.
Oh my god.
Feeling. Yeah.
I'm sure you said that before.
I've said that many times.
Continue.
I'll do Hua. Oh, actually, can you take it from here because this looks like part one of many.
Okay. So
This
you're
is,
lazy.
this is
Why?
like $30. I think he's done $30 like
That's nuts.
a lot of them. This is a lot of
Let's get through 'em.
from Cersei. Yeah,
Go, go, go.
Yeah.
Kim, go.
Sassy Derpy Muffin 92 has donated. Sob story part 1. When this first started in 2016, it was during a time when I was forced to leave my perfect job in my flat and move home to become a full-time carer for my grandma who has severe dementia and cannot walk. I imagine there will be a part 2 in a second. Oh, you found it?
I'll get them.
I'm still there now, and I have put on like 8 stone because of depression, but seeing you guys on High Rollers and Tom's streams, Hat Films, Mark's personal stuff, it helps me more than I can put into words when you're having a really bad day and just need a distraction.
Glad that we can help.
Thank you,
Well.
and we're glad that we can help you, and well, thank you for looking after your grandmother as well. That's a pretty
Yeah.
Very admirable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for a young man.
Dragstar has donated. Hello all. After so much hype, here is the new campaign. Welcome Rhiannon. Love the trot sandwich on the left side of the screen. And Kim, did you see that ludicrous display last night? The problem with
He's
Portugal is
kicked the
they always try and walk it in.
Nice.
And I did actually watch all the matches yesterday. Junior Kenny 2408. Hey, I just wanted to thank you guys for getting into me into D&D and Critical Role. The first campaign was a wild ride, and here's hoping that campaign 2 will be even better. That said, it's 2 a.m. here in Australia, so I can't catch any more live, unfortunately, so I'm off. Well,
Thanks for
good,
tuning
good
in.
morning
You can
or
enjoy the VOD.
afternoon.
Is it going to be better, Mark?
What?
Is it going to be a better campaign?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Guaranteed.
Double Helix Gamer has donated. Hi rollers, I'm a long-time fan of the stream, but I've never really had the opportunity to catch you guys live. I'm hoping with this new campaign, I'll be able to change that. Here's a cheeky little donation to celebrate. Here we go, hashtag roll on Sunday.
Very much.
Nice, thank you.
Byronical has donated, hey Mark, since you weren't at Comic-Con, and to be fair, neither was I was unable to give you something. I've written some rules for a race of rat men in D&D called the Verma. How would I get it to you?
You can tweet them stuff like that at me, but I can make no promises I'm going to have time to look at it because I
He's
am
a busy
super
man.
swamped already with doing this
Full of his
stuff.
own.
You could always put it on the High Rollers Reddit and see
High
if
Rollers
any of those
subreddit.
guys, because
Yep.
there's
Or
certain
the Discord.
active-
Or
There's a
the
lot of people on the Discord as
community
well.
as
Show the
well.
community, yeah.
Do you want to swing over to Trot, Kim?
Go on, Trotimus.
Grubermensch donated a $250. First time live, 1/3 of the way through the VODs of the campaign 1 and loving it all. Mark's world building is fantastic. It's been a real treat to watch. Kim's first times behind the screen. Keep it up, y'all. Sorry, I clicked Mark has read then. Zenyatta says, donated $250. Greetings from the mystery man who gave you German chocks at I-60. Mark might remember me and Trot played something brief with me there. I only got into your series recently, but it's helping me maintain my sanity as I slowly return to the land of the living.
Thank you very
Welcome back
much.
from the
Thank you.
undead.
Yeah, are you undead now? What?
Yeah.
Cool.
Feel free to tap. Do you want me to tap him, Steve? I can tap him.
You may as well.
I'm tapping it. Oh. Tucker 2025 donated. How much bird poop hit the wall when Quill got scared by the lightning?
Sprayed it.
Zenyatta's donated again, $250. I also recently invented an interesting D&D scenario that would be ideal to fit into an exploration-based campaign like yours, and I have no use for it. Let me know if you want to hear it as an addition, but it's a secret, so shh, PS space.
Thank you very much.
I think Mark's got
I've
everything
got
in mind.
My own, like, I've got too much of my own stuff.
Thank you for the...
Thank you very
We're
much.
still only at 5:20, guys, so let's...
Pixie
keep it
Emoji
up.
Gamer donated. Good day, Rollers. Pixie here. I didn't donate during the last episode of Season 1 because I figured that you'd receive plenty anyways. I was right, but also I know that you don't need as much support when you're ending a 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Jeez.
Christ!
That
Yeah,
will it'll be a
Pixie
hundo then, won't it?
Emoji likes to do hundos.
Setsula donated $100.50.
What?
Campaign 2, I was so hyped, but of course I get called into work on a Sunday. I'll be watching as soon as I get home tonight. Here's some money to show my excitement, appreciation, and absolute love for the stream and all of you. Thank you so much.
It's gonna be another.
This is going to be another one.
Pixie Emoji Gamer donated. Project as much as when you're starting one, hence my donor to you now. I would like to say something to you while I have your attention. I love Campaign 1. It was the highlight of my week, every week, and because of this, I was sad to see it go. Well, thank you for enjoying it. You want to go?
Yeah, no,
Ready?
yeah.
Yeah, so
Neither
you've
is
still
that
got,
one,
you've
that
still
one.
got 8 of Pixie's messages to go through as well.
Good luck.
All right, no worries. So Dick Smalley 234 donated $5 and said, "Welcome back. Looking forward to what you have in store for us. I love you all. Tom's cool as well, I guess."
Nice.
Nice.
I think I deserve that.
I don't think I do.
Pixie MLG Gamer donated $10 and said, "But sad isn't the right word because it didn't really go anywhere. It changed. We will no longer see Juto, Zijing, Laura, Glenodal, Stella, Elliot. Oh my goodness, these names. Cam Buckland and Rainier."
Those are old
The
cats.
two that you can
She
read.
can, she can.
Carry on.
You know what they are.
Yeah.
Names.
No.
Want me to give you a second, like while you alright, I'm gonna read these. Pixie MLG Gamer. We will now see Nova Vigir, Ayla, Sentry, Vija, Lucius Elanasto, and Quellic Ad Kalar. I won't weep for what was lost, for nothing was lost. I will rejoice for this rebirth and the new stories that will take a special place in my heart next to you.
Next to
so
that,
easy
and then
to
the
set
next
them off.
message.
Princessa, everything we loved in
Go
Iraq
away.
isn't lost. Just ask the next person you see. They'll probably say that it's somewhere in the Middle East. Not the best choice of name there, Mark. Yes, I know.
Yeah, hindsight.
Lol.
Nice.
That episode when Juto was killed after rolling a nat 1 on death save, and then Chris Trott rolled a nat 20 for dick size late in the same episode, that's still there. When Juto punched out Medusa's heart, that's still badass.
Yeah.
When Elora kissed Nalistri, finally, that tension is still
These are all
breaking in our
$10.
hearts. When Reynard and Grunker fell in love, Tusk Boy, then Tusk Boy now, Tusk Boy forever.
Yeah.
When Mark revealed that he loves it when a restaurant comes together. When that snake neck went nap snack, there will always be a nap snack restaurant if you look hard enough.
Campaign one stuff.
When Trell shrunk Cam's penis by convincing Salat Balan that it was funny, Cam still has a small dick in our hearts. But enough reminiscing, it's time for rebirth. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Aerois. Let the adventures begin.
Aw.
Lovely.
P.S.
No worries. P.S. All right.
You've had a chance to.
Pixie MLG Gamer again donated $10 and said, "P.S. Happy Canada Day. The day we mostly separated from you Brits. Can't watch live today, so it's the VOD squad for me. Bye."
You didn't even watch live. Wow.
Jar Breadmaker donated $5 and said, "This is worth staying up all night for. High Rollers is the series that got me into D&D properly. I only hope Carl from Door Monster can get that time on that he missed."
Oh yeah, it'd be cool.
Also, Tom, Discord says you're playing Slay the Spire. Did you leave it running on your computer?
Oh no, I think it's Tash on my computer.
Right.
Fair dues.
Oh my god, Galanodal.
Squirrel Pearls donated $10.
Shut up! Don't set her off.
Says, "Hey guys, things are already
Allura.
starting off with a bang."
Glenn.
I know, it did. The whole party has already stolen my heart, and I'm excited to see more of them in this new campaign. Have fun and have a lovely
Thank
day.
you, Squirrel Girl.
Thank
Love
you
your
very
artwork.
much.
Yeah, your art is
My artwork is literally my background.
The iPad background.
It's beautiful.
Last Radish donated $5 and said, "It just wouldn't
Mine is
be
just
High
me.
Rollers if I wasn't hungover as shit and half asleep." Welcome back, boys. That's
Hey.
just a Sunday. I think everybody is hungover and half asleep.
Yeah.
Fedrickton donated $10 and said, "So excited for Aerois. No better way to celebrate my birthday today. Happy birthday!" Than by tuning in. Currently tucked in with a hangover, another hangover,
Another
away
one.
from the 36-degree Canada day heat.
Lovely.
Lots
Oh.
of Canadian viewers. Today.
Yeah. Toxic Soda donated $5 and said, "Hi Rollers, caught one of your sessions on the Jingle Jam and absolutely loved it. You guys have been helping me not get bored while doing my work. Can't wait to see what shenanigans the group gets up to this time. I'm already in love with Lucius."
Lucius.
Thank you.
There you go, Mark.
Daddy's
Do you
boy.
wanna
No, I'll read
pass
them off
them over
here.
to you?
It's right, you keep
Okay.
that on that side. Or you can pass it, Kate.
Pass it to here because we don't have
I can
the
read it
screen.
quite easily. Hugh Bay Live donated. "Hey, first time donating, but I've been watching since early season 1. Just wanted to say that I think Rhiannon is a great addition to the group, and I can't wait to see these characters progress. Great job, all. Thank you very much."
Thank you.
Sevaka donated. Who names a sword? Honestly, love the new characters already. Very hyped to watch this campaign from the beginning. The Wimpy Boys and No Bullshit Ladies is a great dynamic.
Yes.
Ha ha ha. Also, welcome Rhiannon and continue being awesome, all of you. Thank you very much. Draghorn donated. "June 1st is finally here, and I'm so excited for this new beginning." Me too, buddy. Thank you very much. Shadow Sarge donated. "Wang! Don't know if you remember, but I used to donate at the beginning of your first campaign. Been ready for this session for forever. So even though I'm a broke college student, here's some money. I love you all. I'm ready for the next 16,514 years. Thank you very much." Evil Barty donated some Twitch bits, 200 Twitch bits. Thank you very much. Zeus rules, yay, new campaign, and it started on my birthday. Nice.
Happy
Birthday!
Azul Aura also donated. First time watching live, I found HR 2 weeks before Lightfall ended and still haven't managed to finish it, but I'm excited for the new campaign. Donating for Quillek being adorable and Sentry being kick-ass, and of course for Mark being an amazing DM. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And then Minimir donated a half hundo to New Beginnings. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
back to Overwatch.
Take it over, Katie.
Zephyr012 has said, work screwed me over today at the very last minute and I've missed the first hour and 10 minutes.
No.
Guess it's VOD Squad for me, but I've been super excited to see this game and I'm looking forward to seeing how it progresses. See you in 2 hours. The storm...
Check with Steve if he needs to shoot off and if you need to close the stream down.
Steve?
Well,
Stevie, good?
you can run in there and to win.
The Storm Knight has said, love you guys, I'm going to have to watch the VOD because Twitch lags on my phone and my laptop broke recently. I wanted to let you know I got High Roller's shirt, hoodie and the plastic dice. They rolled horribly, by the way. Good luck in campaign 2.
Just want to find out
Thank you so much.
representative.
if he's got to go in 10
I rolled
minutes,
quite well on
it's
mine.
I rolled a
Thank
natural
you.
20 first roll.
Indecisive Jared says, just want to say hi to Kim, miss your vids.
Hi, I'm here now.
Just come watch this.
Just
This
come
is a
watch
vid with
every
Kim
week.
every week.
Yep. 3
Daberdees
hours.
says, loved all the artwork during the week. Nina is fantastic and so excited to see more of your characters and Aerois. Also a warm welcome to Rhiannon.
Thank you.
Monkey Brain 528, first time donating, but I might as well for the first episode of Campaign 2. Just want to say welcome to the crew, Rhiannon. You fit right in and we're all glad to see you join.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to have to catch on the later part of the stream on VOD though. Roll
What podcast?
on Sunday, y'all.
Yeah.
Sparkus Clark has donated saying, hi rollers, finally able to watch a show live here in New England. Glad you are all having fun. Big congrats on the sponsors. Now off to prep for our Strahd game tonight as the party pilots a stolen escape pod away from Baba Lysaga and an angry rogue.
No, not a rogue.
Freaking love Strahd.
Jerking off to Trot, a question for Trotty-san. If you have a bottle of Coke shoved up your ass and you down a whole roll of Mentos, will the bottle fizz out of your gaping asshole?
Find out on a Hat Film stream.
Wow. Neb1600, finally off You Need to Watch Live and just in time for Campaign 2. Just want to thank you guys for getting me.
That's a half hundo.
That is a half window.
Thank you.
Sharon Rama has donated, welcome back, loves, and a very big welcome to Rhiannon. I'm very excited for this new campaign. I'm already falling in love with Scaredy Burb, Pretty Dad's Boy, Star Freckle, Nerd Love, Badass Sassy Viking Lady, and Wise Tree Mum. Big squishy hugs.
Why is tree, Mum? I like that.
Mr. Smiley97 has donated saying, hey guys, sadly can't watch the first stream of the new campaign because of work, but I couldn't let you guys start off without a little investment of mine. Here's some money from me to let you know how psyched I am for Aerois. P.S. Trot loved the intro.
Oh, thank Nina too.
Just keep this one ringing.
Thank you very much to Isherwood Sky Spear. Hey, High Rollers, watching you guys on the new High Rollers D&D channel.
So shiny.
But couldn't find the donate button because
There
I'm
isn't
new.
one on
isn't
that
one.
channel. It's all 3 Yogscast.
Yes, just wanted to let you know that I'm loving the stream and that I am looking forward to more to come.
Thank you very much.
Casual Gamer Guy with a half hundo.
Casual!
Hello. Good job to everyone who made this happen. Wish you all the best.
Wanna play some Siege after this?
Soppy bugger.
Jerking off to Trot is back again. My feelings about the crew this sesh. Mark, Dice Daddy, Katie, Fire Goddess, Hammer, Kim, please don't die in your first couple of weeks this time. Tom, hard for Hazel. Rhiannon, if you're the pineapple, can I be the apple pen? Old meme. And Trot, just come. Staff Day
Why?
Cat films
Staff Day
audience.
41 with a quarter hundo. Woo! All aboard the hype train for season 2 of the best damn D&D show around. Loving the new characters already. Here's to a successful new campaign. Yog love. Metamanu with a Hi rollers, welcome Rhiannon, and welcome back everyone. I can't wait to discover Aerois with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Arlen, so glad I've been able to catch the stream live. Loving everyone so much already. Warm welcome to Rhiannon. I can tell you're going to be a lovely addition to the team.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, did you mess up saying something there? It's not so easy, is it?
Here's to grand adventures in Aerois after hopefully surviving airship shenanigans. Not really, sort of, maybe not. Euclidean Squid, I may have said that wrong. Quarter hundo. I waited until the break to donate so I wouldn't miss any of Aerois premiere. Have to say it's been fantastic since the intro. Can't wait to see what misadventures this group gets up to. Good luck in the new world. Hope the natural ones are rare. I mean, we had a couple in this one. And I'll do one more. Hyoshi213 with a half hundo. Hey guys, what a way to kick off the campaign. I just finished watching all the Lightfall VODs yesterday.
Oh,
Congratulations. Just in time for campaign 2. I'm so happy to be able to watch live this time. Also, a very special welcome to Rhiannon. Hope you have lots of fun.
Thank you very much.
Huh.
Whee. Go on, Kim.
Dr. No Cheese has donated 1,000 Twitch bits with, hey guys, my internet is fading in and out, so I thought I would donate quick. Woo, kick some ass.
Thank you.
Thank you. Feston has donated. Holy shit, I am loving campaign 2 already. Great first episode, guys. I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday. Another birthday!
That's
Than
3.
eating pizza, drinking Siren, watching High Rollers. Also, welcome to the crew, Rhiannon. Hashtag roll on Sunday.
Thank you very much. Sounds like a perfect birthday.
Sweet.
That swag elf has donated. Campaign 2! So glad and thankful for more than 2 years of D&D. Here to toss some of my moolah at you lovely folks. A toast to a fruitful, long, and another amazing campaign. Question to the DM and the PCs: if you had a catchphrase, what would it be?
Wubba lubba dub dub. Next.
That's everyone's.
Yeah.
We got a lot of things to read. Sorry, buddy.
Option 1 has donated a hundo off to a flying, or should I say, crashing start. Looking forward to seeing more.
Wee.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Chunky has donated, hey High Rollers, I hope you have an awesome start to the new campaign. Unfortunately, I can't watch the stream because of silly time zones. 3:45 a.m. here.
Wow.
You guys should visit Tasmania. It's a great
Down in
place to spend a
Tasmania,
little
yeah, down
holiday.
in Tasmania.
Roll high, hopefully.
Oh
Yes.
So good.
Sailor Chibi Sun 30 has donated. So excited for season 2. I've only been watching High Rollers since Christmas, but a Yogscast fan for years. Thank you so much for hours of entertainment and everything you all do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That bar's not moving.
Saviarkia has donated. It's not much,
We're at
but here's,
6:48.
but here's another donation since the beginning of the new
done that
campaign.
on phone?
I can't find a donate button on the High Rollers Twitch.
I'll
You
see
should
it.
add one. Love the setting so far. Mark, similar but also very different to something I'm working on myself. So the reason we don't have a donate button on the High Rollers page is because the way Yogscast works out who gets what slot of donations is our time slots. So if we had one on our High Rollers Twitch page, someone might donate when we're not streaming, and that would just go to whoever's streaming. at
Yeah,
that
we
time
might be
of
able to
Yogscast.
figure it out
So,
with terps or something
yeah,
like that.
we're
like-
still working stuff out.
Right now,
so at the
do it
moment,
the
now-
conventional way.
that's
The way
fine.
it's always been.
But if you'd like to support us subbing to the High Rollers, you get emotes too. Like, that's the nice thing. Is that you sub, you get the cool
Get them
emotes.
back.
That's great.
Dancing on Fire donated. I'm so mad at myself for accidentally sleeping in and missing the beginning of the new campaign. I guess it's a sign to finish working on my first one-shot for this afternoon. I have to watch the VOD. Please forgive me. You're forgiven. Wild Wasser donated. Hey everyone, I'm so happy we get to accompany you on a new adventure. I love all your characters. I can't wait for more of Aerois. Here's to another amazing campaign. Jackarado donated a hundo. Hey, question for the omniscient DM Mark. What would be the collective noun for the group of owlbears? Why would they be a sleuth of owlbears or a parliament of owlbears?
I like a parliament of owlbears.
Nice. Adon donated a quarter hundo. Gutted I can't watch live, but I'm hyped to watch it as part of the VOD squad. Hashtag Hype Rollers. Thank you. Captain Cloud Wolf donated a $10. Thank you. I'm so in love with all of it. I love the world, the characters, and all you guys do. And keep up the good work with campaign 2. Thank you. Brewing Scribe donated. First session hype. Welcome to the High Rollers family. Natters. It's not even the end of the first session, and there's been some of the most high octane moments I've seen in a campaign. I think we're all going to have to ask, is it Sunday yet? It is right now, but next week.
No, we do hashtag roll on Sunday. We don't rip off thingy.
Absurdity Matrix donated a half hundo, thank you. Hooray for a new campaign, thank you. Keek2108 donated $30, thank you very much. Merman Whore, is that what it says?
Miriam Hall.
Hi all. I managed to catch the campaign 1 in 7 months, and I'm thrilled to bits to be watching you guys live. I've been living at home after graduating, and you guys have kept me sane while searching for a job. Love you all and roll high. Thank you very much.
The job search.
Mira. What is gone? What was that?
Uh-oh.
Have we cleared one?
Yeah.
Hit the oh shit, I just cleared one.
Fine, it didn't press.
It's gone.
There you go.
It's
Okay,
it's back
there
on
it is.
whore.
That's
Hi
what we
all.
just
No,
had
no,
that.
no,
We just
Mark
had
read that one and then do this one. That's the right one. Carry on.
Mira.
Neuron.
HR keeps me through every week. I appreciate all you do so much. Katie, gorgeous as always, and now so ragey. Loving Daddy boys Lucius and Nervous Birdie and Kim's gentlers. Welcome, Rhiannon and Marcus Stan. As always, you're the greatest builder of worlds. I'll read a couple more. Ace of Thorns donated. Everyone remember when we parked? Never mind. Meanwhile, someone's going, ooh, let's test those new DM rules. And it's into the meat grinder we go. From the start, nothing beats experiencing a new world by smashing into it face first. Hugs. Thank you. And Varys donated. The first episode has been a real blast. This world, which Mark has created, sounds really interesting. Mystery field and full of opportunity. I can't wait to see all the adventures this party will get into. Keep up the good work.
You need to stop.
I think I'm done.
No worries.
You've done it again, guys. You've broken it.
KK Quinn donated $5. Says looking amazing as always, Kim. Also, Mark, have you got any suggestions on how to start a new campaign that focuses on slaying the undead? I don't feel like doing the
Play
wake up in
Diablo.
a cave thing. Loving Quill, but how protective over his wings is he?
How protective over his
one
wing.
His wing.
I mean, he doesn't want to lose that one.
Yeah. No worries, I'll do a couple more. Ragnar Stormborn donated $10 and said, can't believe I've spent over 2 years of my life watching High Rollers Campaign 1. 2 amazing years, by the way. Now Campaign 2 is here. Woo! So much hype and excitement. Much love this and you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mash158 donated $5 and said, I finally caught up with the first campaign a week after the finale, but I'm determined to stay up to date with this one. Missed the first half today, so not a great start. Just want to say thanks for such an awesome campaign and I'm sure this will match it.
Thank you.
Cool.
Is that everything? No?
No, there's still...
Oh my God, Mark.
Okay.
There's too many.
There's like.
I don't think we're going to get through them all, I'm afraid, guys. But thank you so much for all your donations.
Can you switch the stream off with Steve?
Yeah.
Can we record it on like?
I can
Yeah.
continue the stream if you have to go, Steve. That's fine. I can shut it down.
You know how
Do
to
you
do
know
it,
how
right?
to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Click a button.
Yeah, like the first session, like a lot of people donated. I don't want to read them out.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Dragstar donated $10, and we can mark it on this as well. We can just do this one. Love this session, guys. With her hatred of airships, is Ayla now the group's B.A. Baracus? I ain't getting on no plane, fool.
Why you gotta be in the air?
Shutdown.
It's unnatural.
Okay, well, it sounds like we can't do the normal shutdown then.
What we'll do
can't?
is we're going to tweet at High Rollers D&D an unlisted video on our YouTube channel finishing off the donation. So if you donated and you want it read out, we'll do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool.
Can we do that? Just because
We need to read them out, yeah.
And
so,
Steve can't
okay,
stay.
so we'll wrap it up here. We're going to continue reading these. We'll put it on our YouTube channel. We'll tweet a link to it. So make sure you follow at High Rollers D&D. If you've sent us a donation and we've not had a chance to read it yet, we've done too many. We can't read them all out that quickly.
Sorry, you're
I
too
too
good
to us.
You're too good to us.
Too good.
But thank you very much for watching. We will be back same time next week on the same channels. Make sure you come and check us out. Make sure you subscribe over on YouTube, High Rollers D&D. Make sure you follow us on our new Twitch, High Rollers D&D. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at High Rollers D&D.
for most
Twitter-
communication,
Yeah,
Twitter
Twitter
is our
is
go-to.
the most important one. 'Cause
That's where we post all of the updates. Yep. You can also, the audio podcast, the first half will be out on Monday.
Yep, and the
second half will be out on Thursday. YouTube upload will also go out on Thursday. Please do spread the word of message because obviously that's a change from it going on Yogs Live. So if you can do, please let people know what's going on, post
Nice
comments
and
and that sort
tidy
of things.
on a new channel.
And yeah, we hope that you have enjoyed this first session. Of
Thank you so much.
Once again, big thank you to our sponsors, D&D Beyond and Brilliant.org.
Yeah.
Thank you to all my lovely players for coming along and checking us
You're
out.
welcome.
Thank you
Big
to Mark.
congratulations to
Mark, yeah.
Thanks for creating the world.
But let's wrap it up now. We'll see you next week. Hashtag Roll on Sunday.
Bye.
Sassy Derpy Muffin 92 donated. So having now watched the first episode, I'm full of even more hype and excitement. That was absolutely incredible. Reynard was my favourite from Lightfall, but I feel like Lucius might be my favourite for this one. I wonder if he will grow into a real boy.
Nope.
It's early days.
Max
Other characters
Aragon
will take over.
donated. Hi guys, this is my first donation, but I've been watching in the VOD squad since Kim released the first session on her channel. I love all you guys so much and hope for a wonderful campaign. Good luck and roll high. Michiganiak donated $10, but no message. Thank you very much. The Game Guy donated. Damn son, a whole month's hiatus and you don't skip a beat. Already love these characters. Lucius and Quill are hilarious. Sentry is awesome. Nova is super cute, and Ayla is every bit a badass as I hoped. Love the setting as well. Looking forward to more. Thank you very much. Smilesy donated. Hi rollers, congrats on the new season and welcome to Rhiannon. I love everything about this new season, so keep up the great story. Smilesy donated again. Hi again. But you can link the Yogscast donate page on HR's Twitch. Smooches. That's true. We could just post the.
It should have been going into chat.
But we could put it on the page, like donate here and
Yeah.
have it linked.
But if
and
you
that's
do
the
that
problem,
when we're not
Problem
live,
is that
Yeah,
it's
that's it,
still
we're
like,
not
yeah,
live.
that's
Yeah.
what I meant. Like,
Anglo V donated. Wow, what a start of a campaign. I love this party already. You all create such a vibrant characters. Great work with the world as well, Mark. Definitely looking forward to more of it. Let's pass this round.
Ooh, Zafir1 has donated saying, welcome Rhiannon.
Also, I'm
This
going to go get another
episode,
drink. I feel like we're going to be here a while.
this episode,
Pepsi.
well no, we're on
Max.
7:59 now, so we won't be. Welcome Rhiannon.
yes.
This episode, Kylo Ren cultists, Space Bane is a thing, and a new campaign begins. Markism number 1, Bolts of Nice. I said I wanted a bodega-inspired character. Mark and Avril is delivering. Here's to Aerois. Lots of love, your old pal, Zafir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Zafir.
all.
Thank you.
Ekron has donated, saying, love the new characters. I'm going to enjoy this. Nana J said, finally caught up in time to watch the new campaign live. Thank you for
pal.
the amazing moments and keep rolling high. Avax Sinners has said, love the new episode so much. I'm so tempted to cosplay Nova. Would that be okay?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just as a point of reference, if you want to do art or cosplay, we're
Do it.
always okay.
Yeah.
Like, just
Do
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Ninja Girl's already
I
doing
want to do more
Ayla, and
frequent
I'm
fan
so
art
excited.
vids, so
Yeah.
send them in, please.
Yeah.
Please. Oh, that is a thing. We should tweet about the
Yeah, I'll just
hashtags.
tweet about that.
It's Westy has said,
Hey.
great start to the new campaign, but especially welcome to Rhiannon. Bubble Boyk represent.
Thanks, Westy.
Nice.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
Everyday Hero has donated $100. Here's a bolt of nice to kick off the new campaign. Thank you very much. Well,
Can that be an emote? Can that be our
that could
first
probably be another
mark as
emote.
an emote? Bottle of nice.
Queen Insane, here is a little donation for your new adventure. May your rolls always be high. Good luck and thank you for the great entertainment. Thank you very much for your donation. Bomaniac, I'm nothing if not a man of my word.
Because I did the
Oh,
thing.
you did songs.
Did the
sing
sing sound.
song.
Saying so.
Aaron Bear, Aerois, love it. By the way, Sieska, how do you spell it? All the best to the new campaign. Sieska?
I can tweet that. It'll be easier than me reading it out.
Siaska.
Yeah.
That.
That's probably easier than tweeting it.
Yep.
Thanks, Rob. Yoi1 Zoz2 Mum 3.
Wow, you
Yours
did well
one.
with that.
Every
Welcome back, nerds. Wow. Great first episode. I can't wait for all the others soon to follow. Didn't want to donate $10 like a chump, so have 11. While I watched all of season 1, I never actually donated. No reason. No worries. I mean, no reason. We're terrible. So I hope this makes
yourself,
up
nerd
for
boy.
lost time. Century for life.
Nice.
Bottle of nice.
Thank you.
Oh.
Nice.
The Orbis, evening high rollers, love all this. Love all this stuff. But at the end of the last campaign, I asked you to wish my mouse folk, the one with the Ferrohorn dancing sword, luck in his last BBG battle. You didn't, now he's dead.
Wow.
Thanks a lot. I love you guys. I love this game.
I think Rhiannon should read the next one.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. This is an
You have
initiation.
to really go
Oh
for
my
it.
goodness.
Really
Just
go
really
for
go
it.
for it. That's the
Okay,
only
right.
instruction.
Lots of energy.
All right. Awkward Dog Boner donated $3.50 and says, Boner format under construction. I'm not ready. Take my money and give me another week. In the
Oh, wow.
meantime, I look forward to more bolts of nice and splurts of acid. Loads from Lucius.
Ooh.
I hope Ayla listens to more of her anger. Do it! Rip Snubbles. Hashtag Bone on Sunday.
Nice.
Boner
You had,
format
like-
under construction.
You had 4 weeks to come up with something. Come on, dude.
He needed the inspiration of the campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Byronical. Rise of the Verma is now to the High Rollers Reddit for everyone.
There you go.
go. On the Reddit, Rise of the Verma. Notsu00. First time donating, but my family is headed to Texas tomorrow for vacation.
Like how you read that.
Sorry, I don't know why I had to read it like that. But I'm glad I could catch the first game in this campaign and love you guys. I'm an artist and plan to do some fan art for you guys.
Oh,
and
tweet
look
it
forward to
out.
seeing it. Long time Yogs fan. Love you guys so much. Thank you very much. Broomy with a $200. Have to say, Trot fucking up his ice spells was pretty interesting. He does sound like a bad sorcerer. Sounds like
good boy.
Inexperienced.
Here we go again.
D&D.
Bad
Here we go,
rolls.
yeah.
Jerking off to Trot is back again. Okay, this is the last one of tonight. A limerick. How do limericks go again? Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Can you do it like this?
Yes, just read it.
Lucius is wearing a nice vest, sobbing while he takes a rest. I'm a true hat fan and I love Trottisan. Please, Trot, shit on my chest.
Vietnam landmine, I get it.
Oh, these are the final two.
Do you want to give it to Kim then?
Yes, there you go.
Do I? Yogsbody has donated. Hi guys, first donation of the new campaign. Loving it already. Welcome to the gang, Rhiannon. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Thanks guys for everything you do.
Thank you.
Flamingo Foot has
Flamingo
donated.
foot.
Oh, Flamingo Foot. I love the first campaign of High Rollers and I really appreciate all you guys do.
Thank you so much.
We
Thank you very much for all of your donations. I will probably
We
stitch this onto the
appreciate
end of the
that.
pod.
Yeah, we.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Man,
We appreciate
We're going to edit that all
appreciate
together.
that.
Yep.
Thanks, Tommy boy.
It's all right. There you go.
So we don't even need to put a separate video. Tom's going to stitch it
cut out that
on.
little bit of dead time in between.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I'll keep it.
Keep it.
Yeah. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Hashtag Roll on Sunday.
Goodbye. Thank you for joining.
Second bye.
Bye. Bye, bye, bye.